All right, I think my mic's hot. Hi, everybody. Hi, my name is JHobz, as always, here for the first step. Welcome. I am joined by Keizaron, but I'm not going to throw it over to Keizaron like I normally do to ask how he's doing. Nobody cares about that because we have three very special guests with us. We have Patrick, Emily, and Susan from the Monterey Bay Aquarium. Hello, everybody. Welcome.
You're much friendlier than my co-host. Would you like to be the new co-host of the show?
Thanks for hanging out with us today. My name is Emily. I am part of the social media team at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
I'm Pat, and I'll be the one doing the puns over here, hopefully causing major disruption to the streamers here. My goal is to make sure that nobody completes the game.
So my name is Susan, and I'm an aviculturist at the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
The reason why I asked to have you for this game, and the only reason why I was just like, how can I get Susan in here? Oh, look. It's a big egg. It's a big egg.
It's a big egg at the start.
Birds lay eggs. Yes,
they do indeed.
Susan, we didn't want to say so early. You might be bird-brained, but is that what afflicts you here with that? No, I'm sorry.
It's begun. All right.
I'm not amused.
I can't keep
Susan,
emused. Patrick.
You're not emused by that. Okay, yeah, I did nothing by it.
I mean, you just brace yourselves for bird facts because that's all I know how to do. No, owls are not actually really all that wise. They have super big eyeballs. No, they do. It like makes a difference because, they have this trade-off they had to make. In order to have these big eyes, they sacrificed a lot of room in their head for big brains. So they have relatively little brains.
No, luckily, I do not have a kitten.
For fairness, everyone hit pause for the kitty. Hit pause. Round of applause for JHobz there. Round of applause, everybody.
I came back to a terrible pun.
I'm gonna call foul on this.
Oh, bring it back to the bird.
Yes. Now all I have are bird puns. I told you. Real cuckoos, they don't mob animals, but there is possibly a cuckoo mafia.
Whoa! Hold the phone.
Yes. I know.
When you're doing these, how are you able to know when you've taken a right turn versus a wrong turn in the game?
If you ever notice me look over this way, because I'm looking at my notes where I wrote down literally north 1, east 1, east 1, south 1, like notes like that.
Wow, those are better notes than mine. Mine says go right mostly.
Okay. Okay. No, I was just wondering because I know that for us birders, you know that you've seen a right turn when you've looked at 3 left turns in a row.
I need to stop answering your genuine questions because they're all just set up for your jokes.
It is always a setup. That's what I've learned in 7 years of knowing Pat.
Yeah, it's all done on purpose. It's all done on purpose.
You were wondering earlier, like, why are people mean about birds sometimes or like not like birds and stuff? And I blame video games. They make so many birds jerks.
There's a lot of villainous birds.
It's true.
Yeah, they gotta stop making
to be
birds
fair,
jerks.
sometimes birds can be jerks. I won't say that every bird I've ever met was a nice bird.
Sorry, I just want to point out that Hobbs is currently battling what would appear to be pretty good renditions of penguin droppings or bird droppings generally. Well, generally we play games extremely slow and we never complete them because we're too busy talking about the marine life that we're seeing. So if you want to see what lack of gameplay looks like, I don't know if there's a record for never finishing a game.
They're already here, man.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, all right. This is the perfect audience.
We got a big one here that I'm sure some people can talk about.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Yes, look at her. She's beautiful.
Susan, how do you know that that's the female anglerfish?
Because she's enormous and she's got the big thing on her head and the males have giant noses and they're tiny.
There's an ocean sunfish. There's a mola on screen. Oh, my God. I'm so sorry. So anyway.
I was waiting. I was just staying silent. I was like...
sorry. So anyway, that's anglerfish males. So they are parasitic. Moving on. The greatest wonder of the ocean sunfish, aka the mola for the local one that we tend to have around here. There's a few other species like mola tecta, mola ramsey, but mola, there's me. Yes. Oh, you perfect. Thank you, Richard. Yes.
Yeah.
So molas. Oh, I'm in game, everybody. This is fantastic. It's fantastic. So Monday was 15.6 puns per hour. Tuesday was 60 puns per hour. and today has been 40, or yesterday.
Yesterday was. We have no idea.
Yeah.
Time is meaningless.
Time is meaningless.
We all know, over the last 4
we've all been
months.
stuck in this.
Yeah.
We've all been stuck in the same Tuesday since March. But
yep, exactly. It's all the same long day.
But
it's Groundhog Day, really.
Exactly.
You're unflappable when it comes to puns.
Oh, no.
Thank you,
Steven. How could you?
So Emily was making bird sounds earlier. Have you guys heard the murs before?
Yes.
They're amazing.
Yes.
Do you want to do a mur call for us, Emily?
That
got
one I
that?
haven't perfected yet.
I mean, it kind of just
You
sounds
mean
like someone.
Murfected?
You just have to imagine someone pretending to be a bird, and that's a mur. So it literally is. 100% what it sounds like. I don't know how the dog is sitting right there.
Thank you.
Yeah, it seems that.
Keep going
Another
right.
cam. I love this.
I love it. That's great.
I don't know what's happening, but
Give
it
her
needs
a
to keep
mic.
happening.
Go down. Why would you go up? No.
Oh goodness gracious!
Go right.
He's
I don't know.
You hit him with your sword.
He's part of the shadow form still. It's the shadow shapeshifter.
They're all. It's all shadows. It's one guy.
Okay, I tried hitting him with my
billion
sword.
shadows.
It didn't do anything.
He's surging into the lead like a wave-swept surge channel.
This is what always happens.
This is so gnarly.
Oh, good.
Okay, he's down. Richard, when's time again?
I'm realizing that maybe Link's Awakening was really just the friends we made along the way.
Will JHobz and Keys do any better with a week of practice? Will Pat, Susan, and Emily be able to come up with more puns per minute than last time? Find out now on The Second Step. Welcome, everybody, to the first step, or the second step, or whatever we call this show now. My name is JHobz. I am joined by Keizaron. But as you saw in the video, that is not important, because we're actually also joined by 3 fantastic people from the Monterey Bay Aquarium, rejoining us for Link's Awakening to just make it a puntastic time. Welcome, Susan, Pat, and Emily. How are you all doing?
Good. We're all
No one go
waiting.
first.
We're back.
We're here.
Just checking your levels there. Are we peaking yet? Oh, very exciting.
Also, Keys is here. Hi, Keys.
Hello.
Yeah, I'm here too. Who cares? We got ocean people here. I'm more interested in that.
Oh, hello. We're so excited to be here, Keys and Hops. Thanks for having us back.
Yeah, thank you for coming back. We were really excited when we were talking about doing like this bonus season of the second step. We talked about maybe doing Link's Awakening, and we were just like, no, we're only doing it if we can get Pat, Susan, and Emily back to hang out with us, because we had such a good time last time.
I love the idea. I love the idea of these mandatory friendships for these streams. It's nice. That way we can just be there every time that this happens. But yeah, having us back.
exactly. We're just gonna only do Link's Awakening from now on, just so we can always hang out with all of you. It's the only way we can hang out. It should be fun. I'm sure I'll regret it as soon as the puns start flying. I already have in our little pre-show banter.
We'll see about that, JHobz. We'll see about it.
It's okay, because
I mean, see, I'm glad because you have a different reason to regret the show, and it isn't because you have to deal with me every day.
Yeah, that's the usual reason. It's okay. I knocked back some ibuprofen because I was like, I'm definitely going to have a headache at the end of this. It'll be great. No, I'm kidding. This will be fun.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, to anyone who hasn't been around before, or if you've tuned in before but maybe forgot what the concept of the show is, initially this is the first step where we take a game and we will semi-blind race it. Semi-blind meaning that we've played through the game once casually, not really approached in a speedy manner, and just kind of took whatever knowledge we got from the game and raced it pretty much. But like Hobbs said, this is kind of a bonus season. We only have 6 weeks. Well, now it's only like a month, but we only had 6 weeks to plan between the start of the show and GDQ 2021 coming up, which we'll bring that up in announcements in a little bit. But since we had a bit of a shorter season, we thought, why not revisit some of the games? And so now we're trying to show you all at home, not only is it easy to pick up speedrunning, but it's also really easy to just improve. All you have to do is just play the game, take some notes, maybe do some races with friends, add that little fun competition like Hobbs and I are doing, and yeah, you just immediately get better at the game.
Yeah, it's really fun. It really shows just how easily you can start improving, even if you think like you watch some speedruns and you think, oh man, they're so much better than I am at the game. It'd take me forever to get to that point. You'd be surprised. So like we're already way better than we were last time. I'm excited for Pat, Emily, and Susan to see us do a little bit of kind of actual speedrunning.
Mom, Dad, I promise we're better.
But for anyone who doesn't know, anybody who didn't catch the little video here at the beginning or just wasn't here last time, why don't you three kind of introduce yourselves and just what you do with the aquarium and everything. Let's start with Emily.
Hello. Hi, everyone. It's so good to be here again. My name is Emily. I am part of the social media team at the aquarium. So I've been at the aquarium for about 8 years now. 2.5 of which I've been on our social media team, and part of my job it gets to be live streaming and hanging out on Twitch and YouTube and all those wonderful channels with all of you. The other time is just running the other social media channels at the aquarium and making bad jokes with Patrick.
That's me. Yeah. Hey, everybody. My name is Pat. If you follow us on Twitch for the aquarium, I'm your terrible boy. And yeah, I've been working at the aquarium for about 9.5 years. And I've been on the social media team for about 5 of those years, and it's just been so much fun. Well, with the horror that has been quarantine, it's just been really incredible to be able to spend time on Twitch with this incredible community. Emily really got us set up back in the day, and I just get to kind of tag along and spray my puns that I don't get to say to anybody in person anymore out there to the internet to currently 803 people. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. Definitely pretty good. I'll be speaking with Corpus the rest of this time. Those are not just flukes. And if you were watching the previous stream, you know that some of these whale puns may blow, but we got to try what we have to try out here. So So in any case, so much fun to be here with you, Emily, with everybody here at GDQ. And we're also joined today by one of our amazing staff from the aquarium, takes care of all of the bird friends that we have over there. We've got Susan. Susan, how you doing?
Great. That's me, bird person. Yeah, I've been at the aquarium about 4 years, taking care of birds for about 10 years. And yeah, I'm ready to be here. Brace, last time I looked at the comments and people were here to watch a speed run and they were wondering why we were talking so much about birds. And it's because I know like 2 things and one of them is birds. So prepare to enjoy yourselves watching this speed run, but also to get educated. Yep.
See, and that's funny because last time all the comments that Keys and I saw were just saying that they came here for a bunch of bird facts, and there was this dumb speed run happening on the screen. They didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
All right, it should be a whale of a time.
Well, we're definitely,
it should be fun.
Whatever happens, we're definitely winging it with Susan here and the bird talk. So.
Oh boy. Well, it's going to be a bit shorter than last time, so you all got your work cut out for you in terms of fitting in all the puns. But a couple quick announcements before we get started with this. Don't forget, everybody, GDQ 2021 online is coming up really soon. It's like really soon. Like the stress has hit. It's so soon. January 3rd and through the 10th is going to be GDQ 2021. Please check it out. And the Yeti actually already has the virtual attendee shirt up. So if you want to buy that and like get your, like, oh, hey, I attended AGDQ 2021 online, then go to theyeti.com/AGDQ. That's THEYATEE.com/AGDQ. Dog approved, very clearly.
Trooper approved, sorry.
You can get that from now until December 15th. And as always, a portion of the proceeds of every shirt sale will be donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So please do that if you're interested. It's super cool. And if you are watching us on YouTube after the fact, then hey, check us out on Twitch. We stream pretty much every day now, but the first step is Thursdays at 7 p.m. Eastern, twitch.tv/GDQ. And if you're here live on Twitch and maybe you missed the beginning or you can't watch the whole thing, well then hey, you can find us on YouTube, youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. And if you need any more information about any of the Hotfix shows, just go to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix. That's where you can find all the info you need. And I think that's pretty much going to do it for our opening announcements. So, Keys, are we?
Yeah, we're all done. Yeah, let's go to
Yeah. There's nothing else that needs to. Oh, wait. There's that one thing. One more thing. That's
What's
right.
that?
Yeah. So, usually the loser from the previous week pays 3 compliments to the winner. And, since it's the second
good thing
step.
that's usually and not all the time, huh? Let's get started.
I was gonna say, since it's the second step, we should just double it, right? To sit. No, I'm not gonna do that to you. But Keys, I do believe you lost in Dark Souls last week. I think you did. So
I don't know. I won in my heart.
all right, you know what?
first tried Nameless
I'll let
King.
you do only 2 because you first tried Nameless King.
Oh,
There
okay.
you
Well,
go.
this is easy. All right, so compliments. Yes. All right, Hobbs, you did an excellent job first trying literally every single DLC boss. Actually, what the hell?
Yeah, I don't know how that happened.
The whole time you're just like, no, you can still catch up because these bosses are hard. It's like, oh, I did it first try. Oh, I did this one first try. Oh my God, I beat this guy. I'm just squeezing my controller harder. Good job, Jeff. I'm proud of you.
I think I beat Dark Souls 3 about as fast as it's going to take me to, with all the bosses, all the DLC, as long as it's going to take me to do Link's Awakening today, more or less. I was very happy with that one.
And then second compliment is a good call on inviting our puntastic crew back for this rehash of Link's Awakening.
Sounds more like a.
Oh,
was
yeah.
definitely your
We're
idea.
in a compliment, guys.
Yeah.
I was gonna say that sounds more like a compliment for them than for me, but whatever.
You never specified who the compliments are for. So who's ready for a race?
Yes.
Yeah.
Pun challenge accepted.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys bring the speed run, we'll bring the speed puns.
We'll bring the speed lines out.
Hey.
Also mentioning that, we were mentioning this before we got started, that we also have Dark Souls at the aquarium, and those are the flatfish that hang out on the darker colored substrate because they can change their color. So you can have a light soul or a dark soul, depending on where you put it. So anyway.
So good. We had to repeat that one for live. Perfect.
Hey, that was, you brought it back up. Dark Souls or light souls.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Too good of a fact. All right. Last thing before we get started, I want to explain to everybody why we have a couple of files here that are set at they say link with 3 hearts and 0. So Keys and I are doing a glitchless race today because that was easier for us to learn. And we did do one bit of setup beforehand, which is we ended up learning an RNG manipulation. So for anybody not familiar, RNG tends to stand for the randomness in a video game, and we set up a file in a specific way so that we know exactly how a couple of things that are normally random are going to play out in this game, in this run. So luckily with this game, once you set up the manipulation once, you can just copy your file to another spot and use that file, and you'll be able to just keep your manipulation forever. So that's going to help us avoid a lot of the trade quests that you normally have to do to figure out the path to the final boss at the end. And it's going to help us in, I think, Dungeon 4 in another way. So we'll talk about those more as we get to them, but I just wanted everybody to know that there was a little bit of setup ahead of time that is part of the notes we took and part of the speedrun route. With that,
Yeah.
Wait.
you good, Keys? We ready? Is everybody good? Emily, Susan, Pat,
Yeah.
we all ready to
I'm
go?
ready.
Oh,
I'm
we're ready.
I'm ready to fail Yoshi 30 times.
Those crane games, they're impossible. All right. Well, I am ready. I'm running my splits too, because why not,
Yes, me too.
On the side. We'll see if we get a PB or not. Currently, I think Keys is about 9 minutes faster than me in PBs, but anything could happen. He could mess up a lot. Please direct
True.
all of your pun energy, your distraction energy at Keys.
Okay.
And,
No, I already told him to direct it at you when you were
No.
AFK.
with that, why don't let's have Susan give us the countdown.
Oh.
Just count us down from 3 to 0 and we'll kick things off.
Okay. Oh no, I was gonna come up with puns for this. It's fine. Okay. 3, 2, pun. Go.
Go.
All right, we win.
I almost started it.
Oh, we would have had to have done it again.
Yeah. Keys likes to try to cheat on this show, though, so it's fine.
That's
Hey,
not true
hey.
at all.
We need to keep this clean. I don't know. Are you allowed to antagonize one of each other? One another? That word.
Goodness gracious.
Whatever.
Susan, you have all egg puns. They're
That is
excellent.
so many
they're
egg puns.
excellent for sure. but-
Every single one of them.
Well,
Oh boy. So we're starting off. We grab the shield. We're gonna go get the sword next. And already I feel like we're probably doing faster than before. Just oh wait, no, I'm not. 'cause I'm
Which
going
is
the
funny
slightly
because this
wrong
was
way.
the only direction we could
I
go
know.
last time.
And yet I still feel like we did it worse than we're doing it this time. I went slightly the wrong way, but not a big deal.
As long as I was so scared I was gonna accidentally hit the sea urchin like I always
I did.
do.
I didn't push it far enough, apparently.
If you hit that sea urchin in the game, do you have to rush to urchin care, I imagine, from that?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
No, we just moved to a forest for some reason. Actually, maybe they're medicinal mushrooms that we're picking up. We're getting
Yeah.
some like helpful powder to help us out.
They're magical in more than one way, Hobbs.
Oh.
Rub it on the wound.
Hey, there's
Okay.
there's our owl friend there.
Yeah.
Who is that?
The owl. I'm not gonna
Is the
lie,
worst
kind of
character in
sucks.
the
Yeah.
oh, now.
No offense to birds.
The owl won't stop talking to us, and it's a speed run, so we hate that. But it's fine. It's fine. He just wants to be our friend.
There's got to be some redeeming characters, because I mean, it just feels like if you're around an owl, they've got to be a talented individual.
God.
Yeah, he's very talented
Talented,
at slowing
yep.
us down.
Oh boy.
Yeah, owls definitely are very talented birds. Very nice. Incredible puns.
Yeah, just as a biologist, I'll point out that typically squid and octopus types walking around on land are not shooting cannonballs at.
Really? Oh.
Typically
I thought
not.
they were.
No, this is definitely a little bit of creative license there from the game developers.
I thought they just shot like ink sacs, and that's exactly what it was.
Uh-huh.
Hobbs, I got stabbed in the butt by a spear.
I got stabbed in the face by one.
Oh, that's worse.
Yeah, a little bit.
Do you need to go to the emergency room for that?
Yeah. That was quite the experience to have that happen.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
Oh,
But yeah, we gotta go-
buoy. Oh, buoy.
Oh buoy, you're right.
Come
Oh buoy. Oh buoy. I don't have as much practice. This is why we brought you back. We gotta get more practice.
Surely you'll get better as the game progresses.
We will. Oh man. But we got to grab the mushroom and then go make it into magic powder. Which I kind of already forgot I was supposed to do this part again. I don't know how I always do this. I think I end up pushing like one extra rock compared to what I'm supposed to.
Now,
But we got.
I have rupees.
Yeah, I'm grabbing mine now.
the fun thing.
These bats are very pissed.
I fell once because I messed up. I'm trying to. I kind of. This is actually scary now because I accidentally made one of the things drop. All right, we're good. Except I pushed it the wrong way, so I'm gonna have to. No, that'll be fine. I just gotta push this block away.
Quit stabbing me.
The last time that we played this game, we decided, or at least I decided, that Link might possibly be a bird because he has so many bird characteristics. And so I decided that this time around, I was really going to kind of double down on that and really go in. But I want to try to do a little bit better. I can't just, say all the way he's like a bird, because if I'm a scientist, I got to kind of try to look at this from the other end. So Pat and Emily, I'm going to need you to help me kind of step in and identify some of those things that are not so bird-like.
Okay.
But one of the new ones that I noticed actually is his sword. That swishing motion reminds me a ton of our avocets and the way that they look for food when they're swishing back and
when they're
forth through the
swishing-
water.
In the water.
Swishing their beak in
Yeah.
the water.
Yeah, especially
Yeah,
as
so-
he does it through the grass looking for treasure.
For everyone watching, I think that's the Monterey Bay Aquarium canon of Link's Awakening, is that Link is in fact a bird. So just update the wiki with that. We've got more and more data coming through.
I managed to lose time on a menu that has no direction for me to move because I accidentally hit my analog stick. Love it. You lose time to the weirdest things sometimes.
That's speed running for you, though.
I just wanted to point out something fun about collecting the mushroom just then is that when we're streaming Animal Crossing over on on our Twitch channel, the showing up of the mushrooms here in this winter and fall time is something that, you know, here locally we're kind of waiting on the rain here because it really helps the fungal network go around. So we're not going to talk too much about, you know, mushrooms generally, but if you're not aware of something called the wood wide web, which is the interconnectivity of the mycelial networks of mushrooms or fungi there in the ground. Right now, everywhere that Link is walking, think about how all of the plants that we're just wantonly destroying are all connected to the rest of the
We sound
the
like
plants and
villains.
everything. I mean, you could keep trotting with such a heavy foot, that's fine. But all of those plants and trees and everything are connected underground through a network that looks very much like neural connections in your brain, and that's all the mycelial network. And when you see a mushroom popping up above the ground, that is actually the fruiting body of the mushroom. That is like not really the mushroom. It's like the apple on the apple tree. The tree and its root system underground is really what the tree is, and then the apple is the reproductive part.
Okay.
Anyway,
Oh.
those mushrooms
I'm
fruiting
hoping.
bodies in the wintertime. Fun stuff. Sorry,
I want to jump in
You're
there
fine.
on that because
Oh, thank
you,
God.
There's the Yoshi.
you're talking about how you're destroying all those plants. That's another thing, honestly, that is very bird-like that Link is doing.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Oh my gosh, no, you wouldn't believe. I have to protect all our plants in the aviary because the birds just mutilate them. Yeah,
Well,
and it's because
I'd
they
better
are.
get this Yoshi. Okay.
They're looking for food in those plants. We like throw bugs and stuff in there, so they're foraging through them and kind of tearing them up for that. And then they also, of course, build nests with those things. So Link is also trying to hatch an egg. So maybe he's collecting a bit of nesting material, you know, on his way there.
Yeah, you know, we got to get Yoshi so we could trade it for a ribbon, because that ribbon's gonna trade us for some dog food, which we can then actually just use to, you know, eat in the cold winter times or something. I don't know.
Oh,
I'm trying to bring it back to what we're doing too.
I remember that from my
It was a solid try. It was a solid try.
I remember that from my econ classes. That's a traditional
Exactly.
bow to Yoshi pipeline of supply and demand. I remember that.
Actually, wait, no, I just realized we do trade this for nesting materials eventually, because it's dog food, and then it turns into a banana, and then it turns into a stick. We get a stick, and
Yep.
that's
Well,
where
there
we
you go.
leave it.
See, all of that is very bird-like too. I didn't even have this stuff on my list. Oh my gosh. So like,
Link
I'm
is
like
a
thinking
bird.
about, yeah, he totally is. So there's some birds that do think in this like multi-step kind of thing. So like, there's these cool videos of herons that like get a piece of bread. You think, okay, bread, food, but then they take the bread over the water and stick it in the water and wait for the fish to try to come get it, and then they eat the fish. You know, so kind of like.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Multifaceted, you know, crows are super smart and will make tools out of things like sticks. But there was this really cool endeavor to try to get crows to help pick up cigarette butts somewhere. And they made little like places where the birds could, like a machine, almost like a vending machine for the crow, and they'd shove a cigarette butt in there and then food would come out.
Oh, wow.
It kind of worked. They then went and found, after they picked all the butts up, they went and found sticks that were the same size as the butts, and then just like totally cheated the system. But yeah.
It's like squirrels whenever they're like bird feeders and stuff, you know, they always
You know that
they
when
find some way to cheat it.
that story, just hearing that, Susan, I mean, all I can think is like, that's so Raven. Or sorry, was it crow you said? It was a crow. It was a crow.
No, yeah, she said it.
It makes you feel any better? That's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah, no, it's,
Hey, and you know what? Totally different species. Crows and ravens are not the same thing. Even though
they're
they
not,
look
but
very
they are
similar.
But
core.
they are all corvids, and that
Yep.
means that you did have a core video about that.
True. Yeah,
Not COVID, corvid.
Corvid,
Yeah.
Man, you
Yeah.
wouldn't believe how long it
With
took
an
me
R.
to
Corvid.
like get out of that mindset. Oh.
if we all had to stay in our homes because of the COVID-19, something horrible is going on out beyond
That would
the
have been real bad.
They made a
That
movie
would've been-
about that.
I was gonna say, I think that's an Alfred
did, right?
Hitchcock movie.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Ironically, also an airborne threat, but very, very
Boy.
different. Oh,
So I think
man.
you guys already passed it. I totally missed the cuckoos, but further proof for me. This is related to crows. It's just kind of how I ended up there. I mean, I found so many things that make me think Link is a bird. I'm like convinced now, but like, so the cuckoos will mob you in this game, which is like the cuckoos. It's a very corvid thing to do. I almost said COVID.
I mean, it might be that too at this point in time. We don't know.
Jays and ravens and crows and all those birds are very famous for mobbing predators, actually, predatory birds specifically. Emily and I think got to see some of that when we went birding recently. And they are mobbing Link in these instances, which makes me kind of wonder. What's up?
Is
Those
he
birds
a
know
bird?
something. Just
Yeah, if we get nothing else out of the speed run, can we get hashtag Link is a bird actually trending?
Yeah, Link is a bird. I like not the hashtag Link is a bird, just Link is a bird actually.
Link is a bird actually. Yeah.
That's pretty great.
It's the new hit holiday film after Love Actually. It's Link is a bird, actually.
actually.
Yeah.
I did just
Yeah,
notice
Link is a bird actually.
Actually.
Eggshellowy. Yeah. Oh no, it's begun. All right. So
You've fallen into their trap.
I'm assuming, Keys, you are already you're probably like close to Spike Roller or on him, I would guess.
I am on
Yeah,
him.
so we have utilized something that we're going to use in a lot of the dungeons. We only do it in this one, I think, once, but we use it in a bunch of the other ones like several times. And that is to get out of my way, this skeleton. Get out of my way!
you had a bone to pick with you.
I actually might die now because of that skeleton. But we auto-loaded. Basically, the game will kind of save when you pick up important things. Yep, I died immediately.
Burger buddy.
Oh, no.
Because of that skeleton taking away so much health. That's fine. And the auto load will always start you back at the beginning of the dungeon, but it will keep all of that progress from the, from the point it's saved. So we grab the feather so that we can jump, and then we just went straight back to the beginning of the dungeon, so that way we could go get our last small keys.
I think you just mentioned another bird feature. Maybe.
Auto loading, they can also warp back to the beginnings of dungeons.
Yes, birds can auto-load.
Surprise!
No, I was going for that feather. Specifically, Link has a primary feather, which is what flighted birds use to gain lift. So you won't see those big old primary feathers like Link's got on birds like penguins who don't fly. But Link's got one. He's kind of like partially flighted. He's more like a chicken or something, you know?
Yeah.
Like, he can't quite get up there.
Hashtag Link is a chicken actually.
Maybe he's in the middle.
Oh, no.
He might be like in that
no.
phase in between where, like when dinosaurs were transitioning into birds and they were like jumping and that was, eventually they developed all the things. Maybe he's like on his way to becoming a bird. I don't know. Because the thing is, he also has hair, which is very not bird-like. It is very
Right.
otter-like, but I would argue Link doesn't have a lot of otter traits other than hair.
No.
Well, speaking of bird, we're about to see the owl again.
Yeah, I'm not, 'cause I fell.
Alpha.
Does this owl actually have a name?
I got knocked back.
Oh, its name is
I think it's
literally
just owl, yeah.
Very good.
Really?
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, it's based on the hit novel Winnie the Pooh. It just has the same name.
Oh my goodness. I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, Moldorm, get off
Were you
me.
getting
Okay.
negligent there?
Nice.
Yeah, there it was.
Nice.
Okay. I messed up that boss horribly, but that's fine because Keys needed the advantage. He's definitely going to be the
Yeah.
one to mess up later.
Hey, no regrets, man.
Oh goodness.
Or is it regregs? I
Right.
can't. Gosh. Oh,
No egrets.
no egrets. Man, there's a lot there. Like,
Keys is talking to a gator that's got some eggs, for sure.
So we gave him the dog food and he ate the can alongside
Oh.
the food. He didn't care.
So did you just strike a crocodile with him for bananas in
I
exchange?
sure
Okay.
did.
man, I don't.
Potassium is very important.
Pat, you might know this better than me. I don't quite remember this, but
Uh-huh.
evolutionarily, birds and crocodilians are close relatives, right? Maybe.
Barely,
I'm going to ask the evolutionary biologist, Emily.
Oh, Emily knows. Okay. I know. Sorry, we don't know everything about animals. We
I'm
try
here
our
too.
best. We kind of have vague knowledge about some things, and then we go to the internet.
Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, birds are dinosaurs and crocodilians are dinosaurs. So they're pretty closely related in that way.
One
Birds
thing
are,
that
like,
I found
the
out.
coolest dinosaurs too. Like I always think about this. They come from theropods, which is like T-Rex and
Yeah.
raptors. And, yes, the cool birds.
Those are also the dinosaurs that are really good listeners. Sorry, those are therapy pods. Theropods are slightly different.
This is my therapy dinosaur.
No,
My,
those are the
my
ones that are good
emotional
for-
theropod.
Oh goodness, he's just falling into holes.
I'm so
Good.
bad at jumping right
Fall
now.
into more.
Oh,
The nice thing about
for
Keys being-
goodness, I think that's what you meant, Pat. Sorry.
The nice thing about Keys being ahead of me is that he has to explain all the speedrun stuff while I just trail behind.
Well, the only thing I can really explain right now is magic powder, very strong, kills enemies in one hit.
Yeah.
But they're also killing me, so it's not really working.
I'm still, I am ahead of my PB at least, because the nice thing about doing races and stuff is that you keep track of splits. Like I guess since you three aren't as familiar with speedruns and stuff, if you think of like a lap timer on a stopwatch, speedrunners keep track of splits that are basically the same kind of thing. As we get to like various segments, we hit a split and that'll like tell us how well we did compared to last time.
How did he hit me?
And so I could tell that I'm still 12 seconds ahead of PB. I imagine Keys is further ahead of his, but I don't know. He might be behind.
Well, I was, then I died.
Ooh, well, that's what happened to me. So if you're not still ahead after dying, then I mean, come on, clearly I'm better.
Ah, you're right.
It doesn't mean my PB is worse and has more easy time save in it.
I think I must be hungry because every time you say PB, all I can think about is like peanut butter, and I feel like
Yeah.
I'm about 12 seconds behind a PB myself at this point.
If Pat suddenly stops making puns, it's just because he started eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. All right.
One thing about the crocodilians, this was something that I learned recently. I had no idea that there used to be thousands of species of them, I believe, and nowadays there's like 24 crocodilians that are still
A
around.
lot of them are really threatened too, I believe.
Yeah.
hmm
And so, like, imagine back in the day, just walking around, there's like 30-foot crocodiles just kind of casually chilling
God.
and being a part of your everyday life. And
Man,
it's
I think all the time about how glad I am that I didn't exist at that time, and also that, birds like oyster catchers aren't, the size of dinosaurs.
yes.
I don't know if you guys have ever watched our live cam and seen like our stilts, for example, and just like compared their size to some of our smaller birds like our sandpipers, but like, what's the word? Like if it were us, it would be like having a normal person that towers like 15 feet above you and is half leg, and like, I don't know, it's terrifying. And the oyster catchers, the way that they eat their prey and kill things is by like jabbing it with this big beak, and I just thing of nightmares, man. They also are super loud. They scream at each other over the waves, and it's loud enough with bird being like, what is it? That bird weighs like
As much as a baby chain
couple
chomp?
100 grams. Yeah, not a lot. Yeah, but like. My eardrums vibrate, and hurt when those things are screaming. I'm sure they would just explode if the bird was, the size of a dog, even.
Right.
But incidentally, making loud sounds is also another reason I think that Link is a bird. He screams quite a lot.
He does all the time.
True.
Maybe he's trying to communicate with others of his kind.
Right. I forgot that enemy was there. It was being blocked by the scenery. I managed to not die when I was on half a heart at the rescuing Bow Wow, so pretty glad.
So it was a
Wow.
half.
Okay.
Lucky
It
for
was
you.
a half-hearted attempt at.
Yes, it was. It was indeed a half-hearted attempt.
Oh my goodness.
I
It
didn't
was
realize
exactly a half-hearted attempt, no more.
I
No-
didn't
no
realize
full-hearted
that
attempts.
I know this isn't made by Valve, but it was at least four valves, right? In the heart. Am I getting that right?
I do believe the heart has 4 valves. Yes.
Whenever I try to do game/biology puns, I'm like halfway through, I lose all confidence in any gaming reference, and I appreciate all you giving me a soft landing every time.
Black out a little bit, just go for it.
Exactly. Just let one loose. It'll work.
Wait, I go to the right.
Oh.
I messed.
Anything
that.
that's involving any vertical movement, Hobbs, you got me beat right now. Just heads up.
I don't know. Don't overinflate his ego. Sorry.
I hope. I'm just sitting here going like, I hope Susan has an entire notepad filled with puns, but all of them are egg puns.
Yeah, and they're all pretty. They're all pretty egregious.
Oh man. But yeah, so a lot of like kind of our improvements here, we took notes from the record on, or like we found there's actually a good like beginner's guide, and we watched the record video to like, you know, adjust our notes as need be. But also a lot of it is just the more you kind of do a few runs, the more you memorize stuff, and you don't have to look over at your notes nearly as often, which saves you a lot of time. Pretty nice.
It's true.
Yeah, who would have guessed doing
bat.
it more would save you time?
That's a jerk. Also, fun fact, ghosts are scared of light. It's true. I just proved it.
Wait, ghost? Ghost? Did you say? Like
Yes.
ectoplasm?
Oh, wow.
How did I not see that coming? How did I genuinely not see that
Oh,
coming?
that bat! The bat! Get off me!
Narrowly escape that.
No, it sounds like JHobz is having a bad time over there.
The bat hit me in the hole.
Right, and as you fell down into the hole, all I could hear was you scream, "Guano!"
Ooh, poop reference. I remember you were doing a different stream.
Sorry, but Susan, can somebody clip, poop reference or something?
Just that, out of
going
context.
forward. As we know, mucus, poop, and anything gross is the best.
What are you doing?
It's the best possible marine science communication. We know that from Excrement.
I feel like I now need to make a new note for that for our own channel because there are enough poop references.
Hey, man.
That it deserves an poop reference.
I got excited because that's another reason I think Link is like a bird, because he's not, well, okay, this also, you could argue that maybe this is the reason he isn't like one. He doesn't poop very often. Birds poop a lot. But also, like, I don't remember, no, okay. At any rate, let's talk about bird poop. So I remember,
Very good.
this is actually kind of cool. So they have very different feces than humans. I don't know how to talk about this in a way that doesn't sound disgusting. Is there a good word to use?
Just lean into it. Lean into it.
Okay,
Make it a priority, not number one. Make it a number two. Go for it.
I get Oh man. So I get questions about it a lot, is I guess why it's interesting. So it's very like, it's white, you know, and so what that is when you see that like all over your car is uric acid. So you know, we excrete ammonia, but there's a lot of water in that, which is very heavy. So if you want to fly, you don't want to have a lot of water in your body. So instead, that ammonia is converted into uric acid. That's the white kind of paste that gets all over your car. There's also a solid in there, which is the actual, like the brown part that looks like normal poop. That's what that is. But then the white stuff is uric acid. And it's all just part of just being more efficient at like dealing with water and being, you know, more weightless, needing less to drink if you're an animal that lives, you know, away from water. It does have a trade-off because it requires a little bit more energy to do that, which is, I guess, why mammals don't do it, because we're not trying to fly, and we don't want to waste energy. So, tit for tat, I guess.
No, so for all of those, just to paraphrase what you're saying there, the next time that you're parked along Cannery Road visiting the aquarium when we reopen and your car has been detailed by a local bird, now you have a cool water concentrating mechanism fun fact to share with your friends as you clean it off.
Yes.
So
They've
there you go.
done you a solid.
Hey! Oh! We're innovating on stream here, everybody. If you hear that in the exhibit hall, it started here.
We're all about efficiency.
Spelled with fish and C.
Yeah, eat fish. And also sometimes birds.
And also, well, you know, the bird is the word after all. It finds itself.
Yeah.
So you're both Did we mention that you're both about at the same place?
Oh yeah, you could totally talk about like where we are, so that's fine.
It's neck
I
and
didn't-
neck.
Yeah, we're on this boss. This boss is pretty long, so Keys is probably ahead of me. I also messed up a bunch trying to jump here faster, so I have 1 heart, and I'm kind of worried because this guy hits me a lot usually in this last phase, and if that happens, it's a bad time because it's real slow. So I'm probably gonna not do charge slashes to try to like save myself from getting hit, or I'm just gonna run like a fool. Yeah, there we go. I'm just gonna.
Hobbs, let me tell you about how I wanted to like throw the pot at the bunny for that room where I have to kill
two
them in
of
a
my
certain
pots
order.
like hit something. I don't know what.
Yeah, the bat was
There we go.
blocking. Like the bat was protecting his friend. It was garbage.
For me, it wasn't the bat. They just like hit nothing. But all right, my boss is dead. Now, another thing that you could do to like save time if you were better at this game is skipping all of these heart containers after each boss. Like a world record attempt would only get a couple of them, maybe even none of them. And we're gonna get all of them, pretty much. Okay.
Not only are we going to get all of them, but we're going to get all of them and like it.
Yeah. Yeah, I want all of them. But that's 2 dungeons down already. I have to imagine we did way worse than this last time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And now we got to get towards Dungeon 3, but there's kind of a lot of stuff we got to do along the way.
Get off of me!
So we need to go trade in our bananas for the stick. We got to finish our nesting. We got to get the last of our nesting materials. And we got to pick up 5 golden feathers. So, just further evidence.
Hobbs, I just saw you picking up some rocks. We actually have a bird on exhibit called a turnstone. Maybe Link is one of those.
Maybe. I don't know.
Although, I mean, going back to what you were saying at the beginning of the stream, though, Susan, if the sword is the beak, having that nice long straight beak as an avocet, that would be a male avocet, and Link is a boy, so it makes sense there.
It does. You're right. Yeah, the way you can tell if you are going birding and are looking at an American avocet, and I don't know why this is true. Like, people ask me that all the time, but I don't think scientists have yet figured out why females are like this and males aren't. But the females have curved beaks that kind of make a little smiley face, and the males have little straight beaks. Fun fact
Fun.
about
Fun
avocets.
fact.
Yeah.
And Link has a straight sword. So,
Therefore-
that's pretty much, that's the beak of Link.
Yes.
is a sword.
Okay, so yep.
I thought you were about to be like, oh, well, some birds can detach their beaks, so clearly the fact that he picks up his sword.
Not at all.
That would be
I need to go this way.
unbelievable.
Well, okay, so
Yeah.
I said not at all. I guess kind of. So the puffins molt, like our birds molt every year. Lots of birds molt from like a basic plumage into a breeding plumage. The breeding plumage is very flashy most times. So it's more obvious to predators. They don't want to look that way all year, but it's very sexy to the ladies a lot of times, or the other way around, or just signals that you're ready to lay eggs and things like that. But the puffins grow a sheath over their bill that will fluoresce under black light. So in theory, something that could see ultraviolet would see that, which is pretty cool. And when they're done breeding, they shed that part of their beak. It just falls off. And also, birds like Albatross, they are constantly shedding parts of their beak too, just to kind of like, how your fingernails grow over in like pieces. Penguins do that. So they'll shed pieces of their beak at a time, but maybe not the whole thing. And that's just how they kind of make sure that if it breaks or chips or whatever it is. Oyster catchers grow incredibly fast beaks because, long, and they grow their beaks incredibly fast because they are eating a lot of hard-shelled items and things that are going to wear that beak down. So, I mean, in essence, they are kind of shedding.
They're kind of getting, removing their beak. Got to pick up a new one.
Exactly.
Well,
so-
with them, it's all about beak performance.
We're trying to be at our peak performance, but they're always at their beak
Performance. Love it. Incredible.
I'm about to get my nesting now. I just gave the bananas to the monkey.
How fast was your
And now we got a
stealing? Because
stick. mine
mine was terrible.
First try. every
No, I
time.
hate you.
Oh, are you stealing the
We had
stuff
to-
that
We stole a shovel and we stole a bow and arrow. Because why
all
not?
those things are being sold for an exorbitant amount of money, aren't they?
Well,
That's
It's
not
really-
even
it's
wrong.
really
That's the
extortion.
best part about that pun. It's true.
Extortion, yes.
It's extortion.
extortion. Feels like Keys is really just sticking it to you now, JHobz. That's just... So I got to branch out into some other puns. Might be barking up the wrong tree with them, but you know, figure.
No, that's
I get-
Trooper's job.
You can leave that one alone, though, Pat.
Got to get back to my roots. Fish puns.
Fish don't have roots. What are you talking about?
Oh, man. I said no to Kiki because I was too busy laughing. Okay, give me my stick.
You're welcome.
I need to complete my nest.
Thank you. You're doing an excellent job. Of what I asked.
Oh no, you said excellent.
Yes.
It's all over.
Heck
Oh
yes.
boy. But yeah, we're doing quite a bit better. Even glitchless, you can see just like how fast you can go, just knowing like better routing. And if I'm not mistaken, don't like birds sometimes steal things? Because
Absolutely.
we've been renamed to thief.
Oh my gosh.
And that will remain
Yeah,
our
our
name,
name is
for
now
the,
One of
the
my
remainder of the
favorite
game.
bird words. Okay, so what you're talking about is a concept called kleptoparasitism.
Oh wow.
Yeah, so penguins do this a lot. Specifically, I'm thinking of a video of Adelie penguins from Frozen Planet is one of my favorite videos on the face of the earth. And they do a lot of anthropomorphizing, but it's really funny because the birds like look like they know that what they're doing is wrong and they look guilty and it's hilarious. But they live, you know, in an environment where it's hard to find nesting material, so they use stones. Again, they're competing with other birds to find those stones. It takes a lot of energy. You've got to leave your nest if you're going to go find them and all this stuff. Like, it's hard. So some of the birds will just like wait for someone to leave, and then they turn around and they'll go grab it and run back to their nest and put it down and then pretend like they didn't do anything. Like,
Wait, what do I? Keys, my crow, it dropped the golden feather up on the wall.
oh no!
What do I do?
That sounds like quite an
I need that.
Don't know what to do.
I don't know.
I think I'm dead.
I don't know what to do. I'm gonna have to just hope that it respawns, I guess.
I am dead. Why did my bomb not blow? Hobbs, I had a bomb that was literally just permanently there, not blowing up.
Dude, I don't
think
care.
found a
My
glitch.
thing would. Did you not hear on the wall?
You know, that's really unfortunate. Everything, but
quite
you know,
a predicament.
I'm more
I don't
concerned
know if
about my problem.
predicament works. I'm just gonna stick to it. It's fine. Like,
I mean, if
What
you've
the-
got a feather sticking to the wall, I feel like there's a song there about, hey, feather, leave that. No, another sticking to the wall. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I got you.
I was on.
Why did my bomb not
I was
blow
on
up?
musical puns because we were talking about stones being stolen and potentially rolled away. And if you were a bird watching all of those stones leaving you, you might get no satisfaction from seeing that happen.
Right. Yeah. Of course. Naturally.
Sorry, that was a long walk to.
For a short drink of water.
I looked up at the comment section for a brief moment because I have that streaming on a different device, and the entire thing was pun counter.
Hey, that's what's up.
to
Sorry,
Muffin.
chat.
Yeah.
Sorry, chat. Thanks, Muffin. Sorry, chat.
Oh boy. All right. I'm really hoping that crow respawns with my golden feather because I don't know what to do otherwise.
Yeah, I've never had that happen to me, so I can't. Not that I'd want to help, but I can't help.
Oh, please don't kill me. Please don't kill me.
I had a bomb that wouldn't blow up.
I'm
It was
dead.
weird. It just sat there.
Begging,
Hey, I died too.
begging,
Oh,
Oh
man,
man,
didn't
speaking of
work.
bombs,
It didn't.
bombs that aren't blowing up. I see Hobbs died again. He might be on a short fuse now.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't think it's because of the game
Hey,
though.
Hobbs, look at it this way. Technically, you've already won the race because I glitched.
What?
So does glitching like disqualify you?
It would if he were doing
No,
it to save
in
time.
this-
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if it were like on purpose and it was saving time. No, I just had the bomb that wouldn't blow up. If anything, that was a detriment.
Yeah.
An enigma.
Enigma.
Elric
All right.
35 in the chat is saying, "I'm not sorry at all about the puns," and you are correct.
Unacceptable.
Oh, my feather's on the ground.
Unacceptable.
It's even better.
Pretty clutch.
Did you say unacceptable?
I did.
What am I doing?
I'm losing so much time to the split, but it's mostly because my feather showed up on the wall. Oh man, maybe it was because I hadn't eaten. Oh man, I'm forgetting the lyrics. I'm trying to help you out with the earlier wall reference, Pat.
Yeah.
It's because I hadn't eaten my meat, so how can I have my pudding?
Another stick. No, sorry, we're done.
Another stick in the wall.
Another
Really?
stick in the nest. The new cover of the wall coming from Monterey Bay Aquarium.
That's right. I mean, it could be the walleye perch, which we do have here in the Monterey Bay. They're a beautiful, shiny, silvery perch with a big old eye, hence the walleye. And whenever I see one at the aquarium, I always go, ooh, va, ooh, va. Because it's a wally, friend.
Ooh.
I'd like to point out real quick, because I didn't point it out yet, but that blue-haired gentleman, his name is Richard. So that just reminds me to always shout out Richard, who's our restreamer, who does all this work and deals with me and Hobbs on a more regular basis than any human being should ever deal with us, to be honest.
Yay, Richard. Let's get some Richard love in the chat.
Let's go,
Get some
Richard.
Rich love in the chat.
I went the wrong way. No. I knew I should have cheated and done more practice yesterday.
You have to work on
I
those
did a puzzle.
navigation skills, aren't you?
Yeah. Clearly, even if Nest is a bird, I am clearly not.
Ugh. Well, that's not very bird-like though, because birds are very good navigators.
That's what I'm saying. Even if he
yeah.
is, I'm not a bird, very clearly. So I'm the one navigating him.
They do it a lot of different ways, and I guess some of that's kind of an enigma as well. Now just for scientists too, but yep. I'm having a brain fart right now. It's fine. I think we talked about it in the last stream, so if you really want to know about that, just
Susan, do birds fart?
they actually do if it eats a
Okay.
bug.
No, I want. No, honestly, I legitimately had a bird digestion question.
Yeah, but birds fart, but if you go to the aquarium and you see a bird that is swimming with bubbles coming out of it, it is not farting. That is not what that is. The way that a lot of marine bird feathers work, and a lot of bird feathers in general, they're trapping air between their feathers and their skin to act as an insulating layer to keep them warm and dry when they're in the water. So when they go underwater, that air is getting pushed out, and then you see all those little bubbles kind of coming out of the bird. But
Yep.
I don't know.
Concept with the sea otters. Whenever we have an otter diving in front of folks, people are just like, "Wait, what's that?" And that's just insulation coming out from the fur there.
yeah.
Okay.
But if you do see bubbles escaping from our sardines, that's just them talking to each other. So herrings and sardines actually will squeeze air out through a little anal pore and a stream of bubbles when they're in their schools, and is what making these little fast repetitive ticks, or FRTs. So they are farting to talk to each other.
Oh my God.
Somebody did that.
No, it's
Somebody did that
very
intentionally.
true. It's how they coordinate their movements at night when they can't see each other as well, and that schooling behavior is really important for their camouflage, for staying safe. And FRTs are also something that maybe a herring predator might be keying in on, like an orca or a dolphin might be trying to find where those fast repetitive ticks are coming from. And that's part of the reason why noise pollution in the ocean is considered to be an issue, because if you've got too much noise going on out there in the ocean, you can't hear your food's farts, you're gonna have a bad time. So anyway,
Can't hear you fart.
yeah.
Since we're on the topic of gases, they'll also burp. They will burp as well.
Birds burp?
One of my favorite things is when we feed Makana and she's like really hungry. So Makana is our albatross. And birds swallow their food whole, and when she's real hungry, she just goes for it. And I don't know if she's swallowing air or something on accident too at the same time, but like she'll do a sky moo, and this like nasty, gross like kind of comes out like as she's mooing, and it's hilarious. Every time.
Can you describe a sky moo for the
sky
folks?
moo? Yeah. So a sky moo is one of many kind of, behaviors from an albatross. They'll use to express themselves. A lot of times they'll do it when they're dancing. Sometimes they do it when they're frustrated, or just when they're socializing with their animal, or whatever it is. They're just kind of communicating. And they will literally look at the sky like a wolf or something, like they're howling, and then they make a little cow moo sound that's just kind of like a moo. Like, it's very cute. Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
It's pretty funny. It's adorable.
When Emily first chimed in to like talk about another undersea creature that like if you saw bubbles coming out from them, I really thought you were about to just say that's one of our divers, and that's not. Like that is something weird.
Pat had a burrito this morning.
Exactly. Yeah, no, if you watch our live stream that we did earlier in the kelp forest, I was diving there today, and you can see that right now most of the animals wanted nothing to do with my bubbly personality there in the
Because they were
dive
actually
show.
farts. You were just using the dive bubbles to mask your farts.
I mean, one thing that I will say, and this is definitely TMI, but for those of you interested in scuba diving in cold water, you definitely have two different options. One of which is a dry suit where you basically are locking in air all around your body.
I've never thought about that.
Should you end up having some digestive excess of pressure while you're in there, you get to come up to the surface and have that have whatever's been marinating in your suit come out at you as you get out of the wetsuit, and that's something that's very fun. And it's also when you're in, yes. So scuba diving looks really cool and beautiful, and what a wonderful way to explore the world. But there's a whole lot of biology that happens at the same time. So in any case, don't fart in your wetsuit or your dry suit is what I'm trying to say.
That's one of my fears when I'm diving and we're open and there's public there. I'm afraid that people are going to be watching us, because in the seabird exhibit, there's like the pool is 4 feet deep and it extends back like, I don't know, 8 feet or something. So they're like right next to you the whole time,
The kinds of fears nobody would have thought. That would not have been what I expected to be the fears of somebody who's working in an aquarium, doing marine biology in general and stuff. All right. So Keys, how's your dungeon going? I'm assuming you're still in it.
I'm on the slime eye, but I picked up both a piece of power and a nut at the same time, so I'm very upset.
I mean, at least you had the piece of power. That should help.
It didn't do anything because I was at the 2D section.
Oh. All right, so we got to get 300 rupees here because we need that for one of the songs we're going to get later. And that's just, there's 300 rupees in a chest right there, so it's pretty nice and easy. But yeah, if Keys is on the boss already,
that's the nice thing about the route, right? Is like we pick up a chest with 50 rupees because we need 30 rupees for bombs and 10 rupees for the Yoshi, and it gives us like 1 extra chance if we mess up the first time. And we pick up a chest for 300 rupees because we need to spend 300 rupees on something required later. So there's very little going out of your way to get what's required in terms of money.
Yeah, and you don't have to worry about like just getting random drops or anything like that, which can always be a nightmare when you're starting out, since like maybe you'll accidentally spend too much or something. It's not generally very fun, but like this one, yeah, it's nice that there's just 350 rupees you can get really easily. The only thing that can like cost you rupees that you might mess up on is the Yoshi, like grabbing the Yoshi with the minigame. And luckily you still have a few to spare generally at that point. So even if you mess it up, I think you can mess it up twice and still be fine. I don't know.
Yeah, and like being new to a speed game and having to deal with random drops like that, we actually have had a couple of games where it's been like that. Castlevania is like a really good example. Sometimes the enemies could drop something that we might have played the game, and on our first run through, we got that item. So we were just under the impression that, yeah, let's just get the item from this thing. And it actually just completely, ruins you in a speed setting because you might have gotten super lucky and it was a low percentage chance to get it.
I'm going to grab these, even though I shouldn't need them. Next boss is pretty simple, but I've already died too many times in this. So what's 1 second to get a little bit of health?
Pat, I do have some good news for you. Team Water Quality has hopped into the stream chat with us here.
Shout out Team Water Quality.
Shout out Team Water Quality. But they did say that they can't tell the difference between what comes from the divers and what comes from the fishes and birds.
Oh, so. They're going to regret saying that. Oh, man. Also from one of our viewers over on our Twitch, Fiore, sent us Keys and JHobz in the chat if you obviously if you have time. I know it's a speed run, but a drawing of Link as a bird going wow.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
That's so cute.
So great.
You mentioned another bird thing a minute ago, and that was song, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so birds sing. Usually, it's not, we all think it sounds really pretty, but they're like saying things like, "This is mine, don't touch it, go away, I live here. That's my lady, get away." Yeah, it's a lot of like, "This is mine."
It's so jovial sounding when you put it that way.
Well, it's because it sounds pretty, you know? They're not usually that aggressive sounding. Some birds are, like turkey vultures don't actually have vocal cords, so they don't sing. They hiss instead and like stamp their feet a lot to like tell birds to get away. Birds have a lot of different ways that they'll make noise, but song is one way they kind of broadcast their territory, or that they broadcast to potential mates that they are there and that they are big and beautiful and great, or to stay in contact, as in with like oyster catchers, you know, with other birds that they know, or just to socialize, or when they have chicks, you know, penguins know their parents' sounds, and the parents know the sound of the chick, helps them to find their chick. When it's hatching, they'll lean down and make little egg sounds to their egg to encourage it to hatch. So just one more way. You know, I feel like Link's doesn't he play a song for his egg at the end to open it?
Yes.
He sure does.
That's pretty much why we ought to do all the dungeons here in Glitchless, is to get all the instruments.
So the egg talk that the Albatross do is
Definitely.
so cute. I don't know if I've gotten it on video before, but she literally, like, our Albatross will lean down. She like sits on her heels kind of, and she bows her head real low next to her feet like she's sitting on an egg, and she goes it's so cute. Like,
That also happens when Makana is listening to Michael Jackson.
Yeah, true.
oh my god.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody thought the song was Beat It. It's actually Beak It. It's just,
She does speak it. Yeah, she goes,
Just speak it.
Makana.
She actually does. So I dance with her a lot. She loves to dance with me, which I absolutely love. Every time I go and see her, she like stands up real straight, is like, "You're here," and then we go dance. And one of the dance moves is impossible for me to do. Several of them are, and I just kind of do my best to imitate it. But one of them is this beak chatter thing she does, where she starts clacking her beak super fast. Like you can't even perceive it. It's crazy how quickly she's doing it. And since I can't do it, I just kind of trill at her and go, you know, like, and like move my fingers. It works, I guess, because she still dances with me. But
I've been an unlucky recipient of anger from Makana at being bad at dancing with her. I mean, my lack of coordination on the dance floor is legendary. Hence why I stick to the puns on stream where no one can see me, and the see me SEA. So but I have some scars on my hand actually from when Makana was dancing with me and I was dancing back, and there was this moment where I'm like dancing and she's dancing. I'm like, "This is so cool." And I turned over at somebody, just like, "Look, Makana's dancing with me."
No,
and that was the wrong time for me to stop paying attention.
She said, "Hey!"
She decided to bite me on my arm.
Yep.
And,
They
they're
they
very
don't
sharp
have
beaks, and I learned then that I'm not allowed. I need to be in the moment, you know.
Birds are a lot like cats in that, like, they go from 0 to 10, you know, like when you've done something wrong and they let you know, and it's like on a dime, and you're just kind of like, "Oh god, I didn't expect that."
Walrus
But yeah,
on stream.
Makana's got the super sharp beak, that hook-shaped beak for plucking squid out of the water, which is the Albatross's favorite food. She will use that to let you know you've done something wrong. She also has a vocal for that, where she just leans back and goes and like shakes her head side to side, and like
Keys, I just wanted to point out you got past the walrus just then. I wanted to say good job. Good job. So, that one.
I was gonna say my bird girlfriend sang a song and scared the wall.
Link is the Eggman right now. So.
Link is the Eggman, and I feel like that's another good lyric for that. Like, "I scared the walrus." Boo!
They also mention cuckoos in there. I mean, this is
cuckoo. Yes, you're right. Oh my gosh, what were they really trying to tell us?
So if we
No
listen
one
to
knows the
song
true
back-
meaning of that song, right? Like,
This like Pink Floyd, we have to play the song backwards while we're playing the video.
Right.
Then there's a secret meaning that will
It totally lines up.
so I see that Keys is in a desert. We're coming back to the Link's a bird. Link doesn't look like
Oh, don't worry. There's a speaking of bird, the owl's
Oh.
back.
our
There's
best friend.
owl. Good
There's
old
owls
owl.
in the desert. Yeah,
Best friend
usually
owl.
It's always a
burrowing
hoot
owls are
when
real
it's
common
around. Always
in
a
areas like
hoot.
that.
Always a hoot.
Always a hoot. No, birds don't sweat, and I don't see Link doing a lot of sweating in that desert. They
Birds don't sweat.
don't.
Hold
They don't
the
have-
back up.
They don't have
they
sweat
don't have sweat
glands.
glands.
Yeah.
I can infer that from the lack of them being able to sweat. But what?
Yeah, they have other ways of losing heat when they're in hot situations like that. I don't know exactly why they don't have sweat glands.
I want
I don't know
A
if
lot of
that's
animals
another.
Don't. Yeah.
Yeah,
I know,
don't-
but like, I don't know why. I thought they. Okay,
But
that's awesome.
yeah, so they'll lose heat on like bare patches, like on their legs. The penguins that we have at our aquarium are African penguins because there are a lot of penguins in warm climates, and
Yes,
they have
okay, yeah.
little bare patches on their eyebrows. They don't have any feathers there, and they'll lose heat there. And then their wings also, they'll stick them out. You'll see a lot of birds doing that. Sometimes to cool off, sometimes to heat up. It kind of depends on the species and what they're doing, where they are. Turkey vultures or I guess albatross and things like that. They'll use the dark feathers that they have to heat up, to like turn that to the sun. So all of that's kind of, those are ways that they thermoregulate. Birds pant a lot, kind of like dogs do.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I'm remembering those patches above the eyes on the penguins that help them cool down. JHobz, good job yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, I was waiting for it.
Yeah, that was a clutch move right there.
It was. Yeah.
Oh yes.
I don't want to say that you're in no wall rush to finish, but Keys is about 2 minutes ahead. It seems.
Oh boy, yeah. Not too shocking. Keys came in definitely the favorite here, and I've not had the strongest of starts. I am ahead of my PB, so that's one of the most important things. Is when you're speedrun, like the coolest thing is that you're really just competing against yourself. Anybody else you compete with is just kind of for fun, but so I'm doing better than I ever have before. That's good. Always a good sign.
You're having a good Odo Bene day. Sorry, that was a really deep science.
Yes, Emily. Yes.
Well, you may be in second place now, but if you keep at that, you stay dedicated, maybe you'll catch up.
No, and Emily, that pun had my Odo benediction because I know that some of these puns are definitely pinnipedestриan, but when you're talking about pinnipeds, generally, there's the Odoriids, which are sea lions and fur seals. And then you've got the phocids, which are your true seals. And then you have the odobenids, which are the walruses. And that's a very, very uncommonly referenced group of animals out there. So shout out, Emily. Good job. That was awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, that was
my mammalogy
I
class.
got a piece of power and it fell in a pit.
some next level.
So one thing. Oh jeez. One thing you said earlier, I want to bring up the theory that maybe Marin here is also a bird because earlier when we grabbed her, like when we went to the beach and like brought her over to Animal Village, like she was just sitting there and we were just having a nice day, like listening to her while we were staring out at the ocean, and she was just like, "Are you listening to me? Are you paying attention?" So it sounds very much like that albatross there.
Yeah, you guys are singing together. Maybe that's their like little dance,
Yeah.
Wait, are we not going to comment on the toucan that's over there?
I know. I did see that.
Listen,
I have a toucan pun, but
no, I mean, if you were gonna have a pun about that one, I was gonna say toucan play that game. But
dang it, that was
I
my
was
fun
gonna-
pet. No.
I was gonna say, I'll shut up so you two can finish. You two can finish.
That was
oh
good.
man, that threw me for a Fruit Loop there, buddy.
Oh boy. Is Toucan Sam even still like the mascot for Fruit Loops? I don't even know.
Yeah, can someone get his agent on the phone?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
find out. So Keys, how are you doing right now? Where are you?
I am. I just did the first auto load in the
I'm so far behind.
angler area. I am doing kind of rough right now.
I need you to have some problems, or maybe have somehow messed up your manipulation somehow. I'm just opening the dungeon.
Well, my problem right now is that I have to keep muting because the dog keeps barking at something, and I don't know.
Oh
what.
no.
Holy danger! Your life's in danger, but you gotta speed run first.
Yes.
Yep.
All distractions second. Speedrun first. But yeah, no, the other thing that like kind of is worth bringing up around this time is that we talked about how we did an RNG manipulation at the beginning, like before we even started, basically. And that was to avoid doing most of the trade quests, which we've actually like now started skipping stuff already. So the last part of the trade quest we did was getting the stick from Kiki, so that way we could open the path. And that's it. We're done with all the rest of the trades that you normally would do. Like normally there would be a lot of things, like a lot of things that we would do in that last split, that last segment, like in Animal Village, and we'd be going and getting, what do we get up here? We get like pineapple or something up here, I think, from that guy who's right up there. But we're not gonna have to do any of that. We just go straight to, I'm pretty sure I just go straight to Dungeon 4. Yeah, I just go straight in here. So I'm a minute and a half ahead of my personal best. I'm pretty happy about that.
You had to get a pineapple, you were saying?
No, I was saying actually we didn't. So there's no reason
you
to bring up
didn't.
anything related to pineapples. and any-
Okay. No, I was just gonna write it down with my pen. You know, you were talking about pineapples,
yeah.
pens. I have some of those. Anyway, the rest of the folks out there will understand what I'm going for.
Well,
I think that one goes back on the workshop table, Pat.
Hey, you miss every shot you don't take. Sometimes it's
Yeah, that's true.
right.
That's true.
Wait, no, I can't do
But
that.
sometimes you miss the shots you do take too.
It's very true.
jeez.
I'm not saying any of this is successful. I'm really appreciating in the chat, as it was last time, where it goes back and forth between like these puns are giving me life and these puns are literally killing me. And so it's just like I feel like it's a zero-sum
You
pun
think-
game.
some people have had enough.
Yeah, it's
Just a
zero,
little bit.
it's a zero pun sum game. That's an old reference. Oh no, am I old now? Oh, no.
Pat, if you were just now realizing this.
Oh, I'm ancient, decrepit.
I regret to inform you.
Well, hello,
fine.
children. Welcome to this. What's this game?
Video?
Wow! The pictures are moving. Oh, the spiders. The water strider spiders.
Yes, yeah, the water striders.
Yes.
Yeah, there are quite a few in this dungeon. We're not too friendly to them, unfortunately, but you know, blame the game.
Hey,
Man, you could cut that
blame
surface.
his bird affability, you know? Like, birds
When
love
you're-
to eat spiders.
That-
Sorry, Pat.
I'm so bad at these things. My God.
When you're with those water striders, you could cut that surface tension with a sword.
Oh,
And he's back. Just
That's right, everybody. I'm not gonna miss everyone.
Wow, I managed to fall in a pit and then respawn on top of a piece of power, so that was pretty funny. So the pieces of power, I think they make you run a little bit faster and they make your sword do more damage, but a lot of the time they actually just waste more time than they help, especially now that we have the Pegasus boots. So you kind of don't want to always get them. And the acorns.
Especially if you pick one up and then immediately pick up a nut right
Yeah.
afterwards. It's terrible.
Oh, what
Yeah.
the heck? That was weird.
There's
I
a
feel like I should have made that jump.
mola mola, sunfish time. Sorry, it's a molada love I'm feeling right now for the sunfish here on the stream. If there was more than one too, that'd be a guac of mola. That's what a collective noun of mola is called at this point.
And
It's
then if
true.
you got even more, it would be an avocados number.
That's right. If you have a mole of mola in front of you, then you definitely have avocado's number of mola.
I don't remember if this joke happened last time, but I can't imagine it didn't.
It did.
Because
yes, this joke happens every time.
was like-
Every time there's a mola.
It's like there's no chance that this didn't happen.
More like
last
ocean punfish.
Okay, cue ball.
All right, so that song was an important song to learn because every time we play that song on our ocarina, we can teleport. I don't know if birds can teleport. If they can, I'll be very
No,
impressed.
but you do have on some flippers there on your little feet, which
All
are
right.
gonna make swimming a lot easier, right? You know, it's gonna increase that surface area. For some birds, like penguins, drag so that you can turn much sharper. So that's a very common adaptation for aquatic birds.
I may have teleported to the wrong place. No.
Good. Do that more. I never really learned how to do cue ball fast, so I'm just gonna do it the safe way since I'm only
Hey, same.
I'm only 1.5 hearts left. So this is the way I know how to do it safely.
Birds are like masterful travelers, though. So he's doing a lot of traveling, and birds will travel quite great distances. Maybe not as fast as he does, but at least as far as he does.
There are some.
Hey, it's our best friend, the owl.
It's a little creepy how he's stalking you a bit. Maybe you're not a predator. Maybe you're, you know.
We're prey.
Prey.
Oh no.
That owl's
So
playing a
normal
long game, I guess.
The punter has become the punted.
Oh, I didn't.
This has taken a rough turn.
Ah, yes. A turn for the worst.
Oh man, do you know how you know when you found when you're out birding, when you found the right turn?
They
Oh, no,
played
this-
this on the
This was
highlight
Because you
reel.
found 3 left turns in a row. Right turns in a row. Let's go.
Yeah, that was in the highlight reel.
That was in the highlight reel. There it is again.
Oh boy.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I'm now getting my song from the Mole Fish. We didn't actually
Oh,
beat
shit.
Dungeon 4. People might be wondering. We actually left there. We got the flippers and left. And we're gonna do that with another dungeon later as well. And the entire reason is just that it skips like one cutscene later. That'll save us some time if we do the dungeons in this order. And it means our rooster friend gets to stay with us a little bit longer too, which is neat. But the other thing is that back there, normally you would also look for the solution to one of the puzzles. And we didn't have to because we did the RNG manipulation earlier. So we'll do that puzzle like way later. But we didn't have to check it as a result. Where am I supposed to
I
travel?
do just want to shout out Richard, who I don't know if you saw that on the stream, Pat, but he put your icon over the mullet in the game, and it was
He did it again.
it was very
Yes.
excellent.
I nailed it. No, I was watching over on Discord. That's awesome. Well, so I just wanted to point out you had that sunfish singing to you, and sunfish are in a group of fishes with boxfish, triggerfish, and burrfish and balloonfish, other types of fishes that are all in the group Tetraodontiformes because of how their teeth are set up. And so when a sunfish is singing to you, JHobz, you can say, "Oh, Tetraodontiforme." Next time.
Oh man.
So
Oh,
there you
man.
go.
I'll have to remember that next time that they're.
I've
Song too.
committed to memory if you want it.
Yes. I'll be
Some
sure.
of these like your puns, they're just poultry in motion, Pat. Like they keep going, and I can't I don't know how I'm supposed to like compete with that. like it should be illegal for you to be this good at it. Like,
Well, I've parlayed the feature of my brain that has made me the least popular in my life into a career. So,
I mean, I don't
and
think so.
now here
I
you
think
are.
I think most of us believe you're a man of many talents. So
Oh, please keep fluffing up my ego with
your ego.
His
my
ego, yeah.
ego. That's right. Oh goodness gracious.
All right, on to
Now,
another
question,
boss.
Hobbs. Are you ready for a break?
Oh, that's right. We should be taking a break. Let me finish this boss because I'm very close.
I think everyone else certainly is ready for a break.
Oh, Azzy Dahaka in chat saying illegal or illegal.
Oh, I was trying to say it that way. I think I said it
Okay.
too fast.
All right, nice.
Oh no! All right, I died, so I think we're good for the break. If you're ready. Do you want to?
Yep, I'm good for the
Just
break whenever.
Yeah.
impeccable timing.
Yeah, 3, 2, 1, pause. And that, obviously is pause with No, wait, we haven't really seen a cat or anything here. I guess because Keys is a dog.
The guy that we sprinkled the powder on, he was in a tanuki suit.
That's true. There we go.
Like a raccoon,
Well,
right?
it's possible. So
Yeah, you oughter go for any paw pun you possibly can.
Of course.
It is expected.
But yeah, we need to take a quick little break to recharge and, of course, check our notes. And I'm not talking about me and Keys. I'm talking about Emily, Susan, and Pat checking the notes of all of their puns. Which ones haven't we hit yet? Which ones?
I'm so proud of us that we hit triple digis before the break. So
Yes.
Oh, wow. Already.
triple digis.
That's pretty good, 'cause
Unbelievable. Spectacular. Sorry.
No, you're okay. You're fine. I don't know how well you're doing or not, Keys, because I know Keys has like probably a shot at getting under 2 hours on this, but I don't think I'm going to. But I'm still on PB pace, which is always good. So we're kind of like halfway through ish. Ish, yeah. We'll see. Either way, we're going to go to a quick break, everybody. And during this time, we're going to play some ads and stuff to help support and fund the Hotfix shows. So please, if you can, stick around. And that way you won't miss any of the fantastic bird and sea-related puns that we'll be sure to resume after we get back. And don't forget...
And farts.
And farts, yeah. Don't forget tomorrow to check out Super Boss Bros at 7 p.m. Eastern. But yeah, we'll be back in just a few minutes. We'll see you all then.
And welcome back, everybody, to the remainder, hopefully, if I can pull this off, otherwise we get to sit through another hour of this excellent episode of the second step.
Oh, no.
One of us.
Well, Pat's back. Very good.
We were
going to use the announcements to stall for Pat to get back, but now
we need the pun counter, and then we also need specifically the egg pun counter because I want to see what the percentage is.
Are you trying to say that we need an egg timer?
there was someone in chat who asked Pat that if you could do puns in French as well, but I would like to say any kind of egg pun in French is going to be enough.
Enough.
I can assume from context that it's the French word for
enough. Yeah, but do you know how to spell "f"?
I should.
With letters.
O-E-U-F.
Yeah.
O-E-U-F?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Enough?
Oh, no.
I like Susan's spelling better. O-O-F.
Yeah, good old oof.
All right.
All right, let's get back on.
Oofa doofa, yes.
Yeah, Keys, hit us up with
right.
a few announcements.
All right, very well. So don't forget, everyone, in less than a month now, AGDQ 2021 online will be here. And the Yeti has a virtual attendee shirt that's on sale now if you go to theyeti.com/AGDQ. And it's going to be available from now until December 15th. And don't forget that a portion of the proceeds of every shirt sale will be donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation. So you get a shirt, you help charity, everyone wins. Yeah. It's shipped out prior to the event too, so you can actually get the shirt before the event. So you can totally rock it and virtually hang out with everyone with your shirt. If you're watching on YouTube right now, hi, hello. You are in the future right now, and we are in the past. But if you want to hang out in the present with us, you can always go to twitch.tv/GamesDoneQuick and hang out with us every Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. For the most part, it's usually just me and Hobbs. We have a set of special guests today who are a lot more entertaining than us. And
we're just gonna have guests every episode from now on, just so we don't have to.
Just have them talk, and we just kind of focus a little too much now. But speaking of our guests, would you like to talk about the aquarium at all?
Yeah, let's do it. Emily, you want to go for it?
You want me to do it?
Well,
sure.
see, at the aquarium, we're very polite, generally speaking.
We call this...
No,
we also... I'm going to dub this the Discord dance when everybody's like, I don't want to talk over somebody else, but I don't know who's going to talk first, so...
And then everybody talks at the same time after waiting for like 10
not
seconds.
at all, and then at the same time.
I hope there's research into whatever that biological clock is in your head of just like, this is the proper amount of time to let there be silence before we've got to fix this.
I'm like a Discord dozer. I just go straight through.
Well, yeah. So, hey everybody, this is 2/3 of the social media team of the Monterey Bay Aquarium here. Monterey Bay Aquarium is located about 2 hours south from San Francisco, along the beautiful central coast of California. We're located next to the Monterey Bay National Marine Sanctuary, and we are effectively the visitor center for the amazing underwater national park that we have out here in the Monterey Bay area. We have been located where we are for over 35 years. Is it 36 years? It's yes, 36 years, 35 years. Yep. So we've been at it for a long time, and we've been doing research out here, helping save sea otters, rescue shorebirds, and generally our mission is to inspire conservation of the ocean. And the better half of the social media team is joining me in Emily. Hey, Emily.
Hi. Well, you keep on switching those ratios up to say that I'm the better half. I'm an okay third.
A generally satisfactory 33%. But that's Emily.
Yeah. Sorry, Pat. I got distracted by math ratios there. So we're still closed due to the pandemic. There are lots of ways that you can support us, from following us over there across our social media channels, including on Twitch and on YouTube, where you can see us streaming every week. You can also donate directly to the aquarium. I know that Muffins just put the direct donate button or the link in the chat there. We're also on Tiltify too, in case any of you are looking for charities to support on Tiltify. You can either donate directly on there, or you can run your own fundraiser for the aquarium over on Tiltify now as well. So lots of ways that you can support us if you have the means to right now. I know it's a crazy year. And we totally understand, like, not everybody is in the financial place to be able to help us out at the moment. But just subbing to those channels, following us on our social media platforms, all wonderful ways that you can help support us. And just interacting with us in our chats and on Twitter and stuff, throwing your best puns out there for us to enjoy. We love it all.
That's right. We also have an online web store that is currently going. If you need, we have otter masks and jelly masks and other things like that, as well as plush that is out there for support of the aquarium there as well. And joining us on this stream is one of our incredible aviculturists in Susan. And I should have you all know that her name is R2 Gen 2, and it's hilarious every time I see it in the chat.
Yeah, hi, I am Susan, and I am one of 7 aviculturists at the aquarium, and I'm just here representing the birds. I encourage everyone to go check out the webcams, because even though we are closed, we are still caring for all of the animals, and you can see quite a few of them on the webcams. We do lots of chats there as well, where you can see the other aviculturists. And hear a little bit from them. Everybody's a wealth of information. Also, go out, go birding. Great hobby right now to have, and go outside. But, not in crowded places, just like,
Yeah.
way out.
I'm sorry
You
if
get
I'm
it.
chuckling. Keys has his turtle on his head right now.
Oh my gosh, yes, he does.
I'm so sad. I left my.
I got it from the shop.
I have 2 of the masks as well, and I meant to have them ready. If someone reminds me at the next break, I'll grab them from my car, because I have my masks in my car. I use them all the time. They're great.
I'm gonna see how long this can stay on my head before something in the game inevitably makes me shift my neck. And just
However,
falls. You just hear a loud crash because it hits the mic.
However long it stays up there, I think it's definitely a cause to celebrate.
And with that, it seems like we're ready to go.
And we're back.
JHobz, I agree with you totally. Let's get going.
You agree? Me too.
I agree. Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, we're not working for scale here. Let's get this.
We're gonna get the second half of this going, and we'll see. Maybe one of us can get under 2 hours. Otherwise, we'll get a little over 2 hours. I'm still shooting for hopefully a good PB here. Keys is looking to bring his back. I think he's behind a little bit on the PB front.
I am a little behind.
Still ahead in the race, which is the all important part in this very competitive, very, very competitive race here.
I almost always nod my head yes every time we're on the show, and I'm trying really hard not to.
Got the push. Okay, well, again, okay, so I called it Susan last time. So, Emily, you want to be the one to count us down this time?
Sure. All right. C, blue, pun, go.
I unpaused and I immediately got
Oh, most foul.
I thought you were going to say that you immediately got hit by the plush that was on your head that then fell.
That wouldn't shock me if that happened.
All right.
Okay, it's got to come up. It's like, it's rocking on my head.
All right, I got hit a couple times ago, but this time I got the face key, thankfully.
It's just the perched there so nicely.
It took about 2 or 3 hours to train my dog into letting her know that it wasn't a toy. She was very unhappy with me at first.
But I'm trying to do my best sea lion impression. I need to rip this thing limb from limb and throw it across the ocean.
Oh, no, Pat. For realsies, though, I got Hal I got myself a Mola Mola plushie from the store, and Hal did just that.
They rip the fins off. Yeah, if you folks are ever visiting the Monterey Bay and you find yourself coming across a dinner plate on the shore of a mola missing both of its fins, that's largely due to the sea lions in the area that will rip off those fins and eat the mussels at the base of the fin. And you actually see it happening off of the coast pretty frequently if you'll just see little clumps of birds and then suddenly a whole bunch of thrashing and splashing on the surface. Those are usually sea lions that are ripping up a mola and throwing them around. And ocean sunfish are very laterally compressed, meaning that they are very two-dimensional. They're very wide and tall, but not, or they've got, yeah, anyway, you get what I'm saying. They're very flat on one edge. And so every so often when a sea lion is throwing one around, it'll skip across the water. And the record that I've seen is 4 mola skips across the pond as they get chucked around. So pretty morbid, it's pretty gruesome, not to worry. Ocean sunfish are thought to have 300 million eggs per individual. So that's the entire population of the United States and one female in terms of eggs. So there are plenty of sunfish out there. It is thought most of them are not going to make it to mola adulthood out there. But so if you ever see that happening along the coast, now you know what.
Yeah, and also if they're missing eyes, you can thank the birds for that.
We always thank the birds for that.
Hey, they're just taking advantage of an opportunity. That fish is pretty much a goner anyway.
Yeah.
Under normal circumstances, they're more inclined to just eat parasites off of the fish as they rest at the surface. So
yeah, an opportunity.
Yes.
Yeah, sunfish will dive down into the deep sea and get very, very cold. They'll kind of freeze up and they'll go back up to the surface and lie down horizontal on the surface. So that's where part of the term sunfish comes from, because they're up there sunning themselves. And when they're up there, if they're too cold to really respond or anything, sometimes gulls will land on them and poke their eyes out while they're up there and before they dive back down. So tough life as a mola out there, which is why we at the Monterey Bay Aquarium don't stand for any of the online slander that gets thrown mola's way. They're not passive plankton. They know how to swim. They're gorgeous, beautiful, and perhaps the pinnacle of fish evolution. Jury's still out on that. So we will be hearing none of the slander that molas are typically getting online.
They're also smarter than everyone gives them credit for. Our sunfish is trained to come to a target to eat.
That's right.
So they're trainable.
I know you definitely meant like to come to a location to eat, but I'm just imagining this sunfish just like hopping in an Uber and going to the local Target to go pick up its food.
Just in the checkout line with its tiny little fin, just like, do you need help carrying that out? Like, actually, yes. Like,
what would a sunfish buy at a Target? Like,
I'm trying to. I don't know well enough the like kind of food it would eat.
Yours might get a little confused and go for the hot dogs. The way that we feed our sunfish is by making them something we call mola gel, which is a mixture of a lot of different things. I don't know exactly what's in it because I don't make it because I'm an aviculturist and not an aquarist. But I have seen them make it, and it smells like dog food, and they pour it into like sausage casings and make little sausages out of it.
Huh.
Keys, I might have blown myself up. I might have blown myself up. I messed up and hit Master Stalfos's shield a couple times, and I was getting greedy and trying to just no, come on, use this same bomb so I don't have to use another one.
Oh, you made a whoopsie.
Yeah, pretty much.
You made an oopsie doodle.
That's fine. We'll just go back.
That's an excellent attitude to have about that situation. Situation, sorry. Thank you. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's a good one.
I got to the fourth one, Hobbs, and forgot that he can jump, and I tried really hard not to scream words that I'm not allowed to say on this channel because I was very scared.
We had some squid friends there. I don't know if we covered this last time, but what is the deal with the Mario and Zelda crossover in this particular game? Is there any reason why there's chain chomps and all that stuff? Or
So the thing is that they're both Nintendo products,
right?
And that's pretty much that's
it.
That's it. Okay, fine. There's no other lore of just it's me, Mario, and I have a bird friend named Link. No,
that chain chomp was in the original game, even though Yoshi and Mario weren't, right?
Yeah. I think it's because I believe the Goombas and the chain chomps were both in the one on Game Boy, and then they just added a few more things as a result.
In the lore of Zelda, is Mario in that universe too? Then
I guess so. Well, this actually, to be fair, is all a dream.
Right. Okay.
So we are trying to wake up from a dream.
Because it'd be really hilarious if
Spoiler!
in Breath of the Wild, you suddenly had to fight a 20-foot tall Mario jumping at you, throwing fireballs at you,
That'd be amazing. Are you kidding? Then I would have actually bought that game and played it.
Would have been amazing.
That'd be the best thing ever. Except it needs to be like Waluigi instead.
Right, yeah, the Waluigi DLC to Breath of the Wild. Just wow, I'm gonna win.
Hobbs, I got key skip first try.
No, stop.
Waluigi may be a myrrh. That's what they sound like. I don't know if you guys saw the video I put up earlier. Yeah. If you just want to, yep.
So.
Yep.
I don't know.
I think that one came up last time too.
Oh, that sound.
I think we heard. Yeah, I think we heard your Murr impression.
It's the only bird call I can make because it sounds like a person faking like they're a bird. That's what they don't sound like real birds. They sound like people pretending to be them badly.
I had that same feeling when I first heard what a great blue heron sounds like. Where it's just wait, what made that sound? Flying by, you're oh, okay, hello. I thought you were incredibly majestic standing there at sunset, but kind of.
So I might have looked at my notes wrong, Keys, and forgot to get the hook shot before I went to the secret underwater path.
Oh, ruh-roh.
So, unfortunate. That's not the. It's probably about a similar time loss as if I had died. But because I did die earlier, that's also not good.
Yeah.
Poor execution.
Yeah, just a little bit. It was really more like rotten execution.
Obviously, in this case, because we had the break, this isn't an actual PB attempt. But if we didn't have the break and we played through, I would be 1 minute and 13 ahead now instead of 1 minute 14 behind.
What did you do last time?
I messed up key skip and died to Stalfos at one point in time.
So in other words, what's happening to me,
horrible.
basically?
Yes, I gave it all to you. Thanks, friend.
Oh, great.
Thanks, Frond.
Thanks, Frond.
All right, there's the hook shot that I needed in order to do what I was trying to do before.
Hook shot.
Yeah. So the key skip that Keys was talking about, which is very confusing when you talk about keys while talking to Keys. But
It's true.
Yes.
But the skip is going to be coming up for me pretty shortly here. It's one of 2 actual skips we do in Glitchless, and you really it's kind of what it looks like. You just use the hook shot at a specific angle, and it allows you to bypass needing one of the small keys that you can pick up in the dungeon. It's pretty neat, and we're gonna do it. We're gonna do the same kind of thing one more time later. This time I'm going to go the right way. Go ahead.
I believe in you.
Well, now that we're all keyed into what's going on, I appreciate the information.
I feel like I need to return to my original goal, which is to prove that Link is a bird. Another thing that he's got going for him that's very birdie to me is, everybody always is like, he's clearly not like, where is he keeping all of this equipment that he's carrying, right? Because he's got a lot.
And no backpack.
Yeah, and he just like breaks it out. So I would like to argue that Link has what is called a crop, which is
no.
Does he wear it on the top part of his body? Because then it could be a crop top, and I really want that to happen.
No!
I feel like we're scraping the bottom of the barrel for the crop top punch.
No. I mean, I'm ploving it, or plover, whatever. We'll get there. Oh, sorry, that was.
Oh my goodness.
That was a bit of a stretch. I will admit that one. But yeah, no.
Not every heron wears a cape, Susan. You're doing the Lord's work.
I don't know. It also kind of is amusing to me to imagine Link like just like what? Each time he's got to get a bomb out, just like regurgitating it and then throwing it at stuff. So yeah, I'm here for that. Birds will do it to if they're gonna be collecting lots of food. Like if you're a penguin and you go out and you find a big school of fish, you'll collect a lot of them all at once, and then pass them to your stomach and digest them or whatever. Or you might take them back to your chick to feed them. So it's a way for them to kind of hold more food, carry food for their chicks, things like that. So that's what a real bird would use it for. But yeah.
Yeah. So this is the key skip that Keys was talking about earlier, and you just got to get a pretty precise angle here. I keep messing it up slightly. Keys, of course, had to get it first try. Oh my gosh, this thing sucks.
You got this, JHobz.
Oh, that was too sharp for sure. Yeah. The problem is that every time you do it, you also lose half a heart. So
I think part of your problem, you gotta have a pelican attitude, not a pelican.
You're right. That's the problem. All right, here we go. This is the not that one. This is the one.
I really thought that was the one. It just makes me gullible, I guess.
Yeah. It is at this point getting a little awkward, so you might want to.
You're right. I should actually complete it this time. Huh? There it is. Okay, I did it. I didn't want it to be too awkward.
Good job,
Oh
Hobbs.
boy, that was rough. I'm on half a heart now. I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
I don't even remember which boss is. Oh, it's this one. I'm definitely gonna die. This is my least favorite boss in the whole thing. This is called a slime eel. It doesn't look that much like an eel to me.
Oh,
but-
slime eels. Can I talk about slime eels real quick?
Sure.
Oh, boy.
Hold on. Okay.
Just talk about them long enough for me to also die and come back and fight this boss again.
Oh, bro, dude, I can vamp on slime eels for an hour. You let me know. But if you folks out there are not familiar with the true slime eels that inhabit this planet with us, they're known as hagfish. Hagfish are a type of jawless fish, so they don't have they have basically a face that latches on to stuff, but without the jaws there. And what they do as hagfish in the group Myxiniformes of fish, which means mucus being, as it were, they have these little holes on the side of their body that, when disturbed, they can shoot out this substance into the water that reacts with the water and increases in volume just by an insane amount, and it ends up forming this mucousy goo. Imagine the worst runny nose you've ever had in your life, just what's left in the Kleenex tissue. Just expand that by a 5-gallon bucket of volume from one single slime eel, and inside this mucus ball is also these weird stringy ropey fibers that kind of hold that ball together and keep it taut. And so what ends up happening with these slime eels is, as a defense mechanism, they use that slime excretion to ward off predators. But what can also happen, as jawless fish, what they do is they'll bite onto a carcass, something dead on the deep sea floor, and they'll bite down, and then they'll form a slip knot with their body because they're so slippery with that mucus. and they'll slide that knot towards their head and use their body as leverage to basically pull their head backwards, creating a hole punch into the carcass that they feed on, and then slither inside and start eating the dead thing from the inside out. And then if a larger predator comes along, like a 6-gilled shark or something, decides to eat the carrion or whatever is dead on the seafloor filled with these slime eels, it'll bite down on the slime eels that are inside, and the slime eels will suffocate the shark with all of the slime and then eat their way out of the shark that was consuming what they were inside of, like a Russian nesting doll of booger horror. Slime eels, hagfish, shout out to some of the original fishes out there, pre-Jaw, the invention of Jaws even. Yeah, there's actually a fishery for them in the Monterey Bay now. People use their skin as for wallets, and they're also just eaten in a few different places, especially over in Korea. And yeah, hagfish are out here in the Monterey Bay, and shout out to the booger beings of the world.
That was pretty gross, Beak.
You did perfectly cover. You did perfectly cover long enough for me to die and get back and beat the boss, though.
Yeah, no, you're welcome. No, it's not,
I was asking.
It's not a problem.
It's not a problem, but
Not a problem.
Oh, boy.
Mm.
Sorry, I
That's
did.
the rare instance where you see us play a song to kill
well,
enemies.
You have full snot, or some birds do. Oh wait, sorry, go Pat.
Just before we move on to more snot facts about birds, which I am very interested in, Susan, I did just want to apologize to everybody on the stream for me cussing so much. That's not usually what what we're about here.
I mean, and then Hobbs was playing some music there on his little ocarina, so it was time for us to boogie. So.
Oh man, can we pick up where we left off there, Susan, with what you were talking about?
Snot facts about birds. Yeah, fish have snot. Some birds have snot stuff that's cool. I'm specifically thinking of seabirds. They, will go out into the open ocean. Some of them will stay out there for most of the year. Not even touching land. All year. And so there's not a lot of fresh water out there, and they still need to drink some of that so they can get it from their food, and also they can just straight up drink the ocean, which has a lot of salt in it. So to deal with that, they have a special gland that is kind of behind their eyes, and it's going to help get that salt out of the water, and then they just kind of like shake their head a whole lot and fling really salty bird snot everywhere. Yeah.
That is so awesome.
Hobbs, I picked up a piece of power right before an auto load, so it's literally the most pointless thing on the planet.
Susan, are you familiar with the stinging snot of the fulmars?
No. Do tell.
So apparently, for folks out there wondering, if you're out there and then you suddenly get a little bit of nose discharge on you and you feel like you're being stung, that could be because a fulmar, which is a relative of albatrosses, is in the tube. Are they called tube noses?
Yes. And actually, if you ever see one, you'll know exactly why.
Procelariformes, is that correct? Something like that. Anyway, so tube noses, fulmars related to albatrosses and shearwaters, etc. But fulmars are an example of a bird that eats jellies, especially sea nettles, when they're on the surface. And sometimes, or what I'm told by some folks is that in that salt gland, in the snot of the fulmar, you sometimes wind up having cnidocytes, the stinging cells from the jellies that they're eating, winding up in there as well. And so you can have a fulmar rocket a loogie at you, and you end up getting stung like a jellyfish stung you. Anyway,
that totally blows.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what you got with the fulmar snot.
That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Oh.
Awesome.
Chest before I open that.
Susan, this is a question for you in the chat by Fiore. Can you tell us how you can determine the sex of birds with beaks again?
Okay, so it depends on the species as to whether or not you can do that. But with some, like the avocet is the one that we were talking about, because of different shapes. So the males have straight beaks and the females have slightly recurved beaks. So they curve up like a little smiley face. That's called sexual dimorphism. That's when and there's physical things that you can look at that will help you determine what the sex of an animal is, like physical differences. That's why, like, I guess, you know, a cardinal, for example, is bright red when it's a boy and brown when it's a girl. It's not always like that. There's something called reverse sexual dimorphism, where the females are much brighter and more vibrant than the males. Usually the males are trying to attract the females, and that's why they look like that. It's kind of like, hey, look at me. I have, you know, the ability to produce these bright, beautiful feathers. I must be really healthy. I must be finding all the good food. I can also avoid all of the predators despite this condition that I live with that is this great beauty. Let's have chicks together. Yeah.
Whenever
Sometimes it can like really run away and inhibit the animal. So peacocks, everybody thinks of peacocks whenever they think of this, because they're very different.
Hi, owl.
You find your owl friend again, yeah.
Are
But
you?
the tail is so large sometimes that, you know, they can't get away from a predator. So at a point, it can only get so big before it becomes too much of a hindrance, which is kind of cool. But
Yeah, and the really fun thing whenever I hear about peacocks and peahens and the difference there in terms of the sexual dimorphism is it's a really interesting case study in sexual selection. You folks out there probably heard of natural selection, but sexual selection is where you have features that are selected for in the genetics that may or may not give you a survival advantage in terms of getting resources for yourself, but definitely give you a fitness advantage as far as that's more attractive to your mates to be able to produce more offspring. And the tail of a peacock is a really great example of a not so great feature to have as a male. Sometimes if a tiger, say, in India is hunting you as a peacock, and I was reading this article about how people have seen tigers just grab peacocks out of trees by the tail feathers and drag them down and eat them. And so it's a good example of how a feature might not be necessarily great for your immediate survival, but great for your reproductive success. And apparently it's peahens, the female peacocks, that are the ones that are very choosy and prefer their males to come with that extremely long tail, hence why it keeps being selected for.
yeah, I think there's actually been situations where it has led to the extinction of species.
Really?
I think it's called like an Irish deer or something like that. It was some deer, bush antler deer. I can't remember what it was, but it had these massive antlers. They were huge. And they got to the point where the animals, like, I guess the males were all dying because they would get stuck in trees or like stuck to each other. So they went extinct because the females kept picking those giant antlers, and eventually, yeah. Like,
dear.
at least I believe that's what it was. I know.
So
I think that was right. I don't remember. It's not a bird fact, so I'm not as solid on that one, but I swear it's something like that. Yeah. Like,
so many John and Jane Does.
No, Susan, I do want to phalarope you into another conversation.
Ooh, yes. Is it about phalaropes? Because
yes, because you got so excited the other day when we were talking about phalaropes, because they exhibit that reverse sexual dimorphism where the females are more brightly colored and they're just such cool birds. Do you want to tell
they're
everybody
the little
about
boss birds
phalaropes?
that they yes, they do the opposite. But like the males are like sorry. Like, nope, you go. I'm sorry. I'm having a moment. I gotta go. I'll be right back. Sorry. Dogs.
Yeah, I was gonna say that sounds like a pet kind of moment.
It's a pet emergency.
A pet emergency. Oh no. Oh no.
I hope everything's okay.
Everything's okay too.
Hopefully there's something going on, and really the dog's just barking up the wrong tree. Or something. I don't know. I'm trying.
You tried. You flailed, but you tried.
Yeah, I tried. I'm not having the nicest time through this dungeon because all of the little like wizards in the green hats, I hate them. They're the worst. I'm just so bad at dealing with them. But now we get to play chess, and so I like this part.
Is it the hat color specifically, or is it?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I don't mind wizards in like gray hats, but you know, green hats.
Green hats are kind of my thing.
That one took me.
Back to I had a pun related to sexual dimorphism that I wanted to bring up. Whenever I've heard that term, I've always thought it would be hilarious if the Power Rangers had extremely dimorphic men and women in the game. So it could be the It's actually dimorphic Power Rangers, because that was the joke that I wrote to myself in my biology textbook when I originally learned.
Okay, I'm sorry, I'm back.
Okay, you good?
Yeah, he's okay. He just like really needed to go outside. I was like, oh no, so like I had to run off and help him before we did have an accident.
Okay.
But no, red phalaropes are really cool. So normally with
right
birds,
back in.
I did, yeah. I'm ready to share this bird fact because these girls are like strong, independent ladies, and I love it. So most birds, you know, they'll you know,
What just happened?
the males like attract the
Sorry.
females, and you know they lay eggs, and then they'll take turns kind of taking care of them or whatever. And with a lot of species, males leave and females kind of take over. Not necessarily just with birds, but that's kind of like a thing. So, but red phalaropes are the opposite, and the female will do that. And then after they've laid those eggs, the females are just like, okay, bye, have fun. And they just leave and let the males, you know, take on all that parental duty. You know, and they do have that kind of like super bright plumage. As opposed to the males, which are kind of boring, and they're also much bigger than the males. They're just like these big boss ladies that are like, I'm living my best life. I'm an independent lady. I'm gone, you know. And so they're just real fun, and I love them.
I don't know how that Dodongo snake, which if you know, I also don't know how those could be considered snakes, but they that one, like the bomb was right in front of it and it was ready to eat, and it was just like, no thanks, and it just sat there instead. That was really unfortunate.
So if it had been a snake, it would have bit you. Or was trying. Sorry. Never mind. I'm going to go back to not paying attention.
I will go back to this gender thing, though. So at the aquarium, we don't actually have birds that have. Actually, no, that's not true. In the aviary, we
were
have.
about to end the
Yeah.
sentence. We don't actually have birds.
We have no birds. This is all a ruse.
They're all fake birds.
Well, we established that the government made up birds, right?
Yeah.
Like back at the beginning of quarantine, that's why we all had to go home
Yeah,
so they couldn't
birds
change
aren't
the batteries
real.
in all the birds.
No, so in the aviary we have some sexual dimorphism, but we don't have that in our seabird, our alcid exhibit, or in our penguin exhibit, or with our albatross. The males and the females look almost identical. So when we are trying to determine the gender of our birds, there's a couple of things we can do. One, we can wait for them to lay an egg, because that is something that only the ladies do. Or we can do a blood test. So when they go to the vet and they have blood drawn, you know, just to check and make sure everything's okay, we can go ahead and do, you know, look at that for gender. You can also get that from eggshells once they hatch. And we do have SSPs at the aquarium, which is a species survival plan with several of our birds. So an example of that would be our African penguins, which is an endangered species. So zoos and aquariums collectively work together to make sure that we have healthy, genetically diverse, sustainable populations at zoos and aquariums, which we can learn from so that we can go take that, you know, like I went to South Africa to help rehabilitate penguins, and all the information that I have about them and the expertise that I have comes from working with the birds at the aquarium. So that's one way that SSPs really help. And the other is just to kind of maintain those genetics so that if something happens to the wild population, eventually, maybe if we can make it better, we can reintroduce animals at some point. But we do have chicks that hatch at the aquarium, and as soon as they hatch, we collect that egg and we look for blood because we want to identify if it is male or female, because that's also very important for the breeding program. So it's a couple of ways that we do it.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I am glad I did not die at the end of that dungeon. I thought I was going to. I went in with not that much health.
No, because you just fought facade. If you had lost, it would have been facade.
Aww. Something.
Oh man.
What? Sorry, one more thing. It's about sexing, and I just thought this was super cool. But I went to, as part of all of this, I went to an incubation workshop where I learned all about incubation, which was really fun and exciting and interesting and complicated. And I'm still learning, so you'll have to forgive me if I say weird things or have trouble explaining any of it. But one of the things that I learned how to do was to actually sex the egg before it hatched, which for us doesn't really matter, but it was cool to kind of do it. And with a different species, maybe if you're going for a particular sex ratio, like if you have plenty of females and you need more males or the other way around, you can actually drill this tiny little hole in the side of the egg, like you handle it, so you hold it up to a light so that you can see all those blood vessels and things in there, and you can suck out a tiny little bit of it, and then you take a paper towel, which this sounds crazy, but it works, and something called glue-all, which is just like Elmer's glue, and you glue it onto the egg where you like put that little hole, and then you can just finish incubating it, but know the sex of the egg well in advance, so that if you find that you're getting lots of females, you don't have to fully incubate those eggs.
That for a while, that sounded like you were almost like talking in a clickbaity headline where you're like, this one simple trick can help you find the sex of the egg. Aviculturists hate it. You know,
17 ways to know if you've got a boy egg or a girl egg. You won't believe number 3.
Oh my gosh, no.
Sponsored
If
by
only it were that easy. No.
Do you accept these cookies?
Do I accept that? No.
No, just on the website you get to. Related to all of that, there's a question in the chat here. Susan, are all albatross eggs viable, or do they sometimes lay non-viable eggs?
Yeah, no, that frequently happens. That frequently happens with all species. It's very hard to raise a chick, to hatch an egg, to incubate an egg, all those things. So parents are often failures the first couple of times that they do it.
Oh, that's harsh.
So,
no,
yeah, no, seriously. So the first
failed.
part that has to happen correctly is you have to breed correctly, right? So one of the things that we have happen in our exhibit that's kind of funny is we have one pair of birds. They're older. Like maybe earlier on in their life they were better at this, but now they're really not. But they get it backwards. So we usually see the female mounting the male instead of the other way around, which is clearly not going to result in an egg. So when birds reproduce, like they don't have the same kind of sexual organs that we do. They don't have, most of them, or a lot of them don't have like a penis that's going to extend into the female, right? They have what's called a cloaca, which is like one hole for everything. And they do something called a cloacal kiss, where they smoosh it together, and that's how they transfer fluids and reproduce. So with an animal like a penguin, you know, they're football shaped, it's really difficult to balance on top of your mate and then like manage to do that. So they have to try it several times before they can even like fertilize the egg. So you know, they may think they have done it correctly and they lay their egg and they incubate it, but it hasn't been fertilized. So it's just like a chicken egg like you would find at the grocery store, you know, like not going to turn into anything. And then it just doesn't hatch. And they go, okay, better luck next year. And they try again later. And that will happen too when you have pairs of birds that are the same gender, which will happen. Sometimes it's because there's not mates available, or maybe they're young and they're just practicing, and so they do all the behaviors and things together, but they don't actually have chicks, and then later they go pair off, or, you know, whatever reason, but that happens. So if you don't have the genetic material, it's not going to work. So let's say you fertilize the egg, great. Next step is incubating it, and the two most critical factors for that are going to be humidity and temperature. And when we do it, we have like thermometers and things where we can measure all of that and make sure that it's perfect for this egg. You really are literally cooking it when you are incubating it. And the birds only have, you know, their brood patch, which is just this little spot on their kind of on their chest belly area that's a little bit bare so that heat can transfer straight to the egg. And then just turning it over and kind of winging it, for lack of a better term. But, you know, they're just doing their best, and they don't have all that stuff to measure it. So a lot of times they will do their best to incubate, and they just don't do it correctly, and it doesn't survive, you know? So a lot of that is instinctual. Some of it's practice. Did you have a pun to throw in there, Pat?
Lack of a better turn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right now I'm also like wishing we just had you guys back next week, because we'll be doing another game that actually involves, this is a weird way to say this, but it involves a cloaca in a way.
That's amazing.
All right, everybody, Emily, Susan, don't be too enthusiastic.
There are cards right here.
You're telling
And
me.
we'll talk more about that later because we always announce the next week's game at the end. But yeah.
I cannot wait to hear what this is because I'm definitely tuning in for that regardless.
It's unfortunately
Yes.
unfortunately like it's in a cutscene that we'll be skipping. So but maybe we'll like agree to just watch that one cutscene.
You definitely have to watch that cutscene now. I don't know of a single game that involves cloacas. Like, that's amazing.
Manic Ascendant in the chat is saying, okay. Yep. Alrighty then.
Oh, man.
We'll see. Some people will
so
already know
something-
what game we're talking about, I'm sure. But yeah, we'll talk about that more.
Something
at the end.
not completely pun related. If anyone in chat is wondering why I only did some of the dungeon and then completely dipped out, there is a cutscene later that involves our bird girlfriend. If we do the dungeon first, not only do we not get to keep the rooster, but we also have to talk to the bird girlfriend.
Wait,
That's
you've got a
amazing.
chick in game? Sorry. Had to happen.
One of my favorite videos on the internet is of people pretending to be birds of paradise and acting out what it would be like if humans had to do the same things that those animals do in order to get mates. And it's basically just these hilarious, really in-your-face dances. Like,
Oh, I've been
It's
practicing
excellent.
my bird of paradise ever since I saw that on Planet Earth.
I thought you were gonna say it was just a bunch of people doing like the electric slide or
Pretty much it, yeah.
or like the hustle. Like I'm pretty sure that's just what the hustle was. Right?
Right.
I just decided
You know, I could've
it was
picked
much more
something
interesting
more
than what
relevant.
human males do. Like, I kind of wish that,
Well,
that it was like, they work
I don't know.
hard.
Check TikTok. There's a whole lot of dancing going on over there.
Oh.
Or would that be
Hobbs, I
chick,
keep going to the home menu instead of hitting
would that be
start.
chick balk? For the bird version?
Chick Block, the new, and that one's not a
Sweeping
social
the
media
nation.
site. That one's a
Top
dating
news story.
site.
Teens are sweeping with a craze. They're all doing the bird, see? On Chickbox. I don't know why that was from the 50s or whatever.
No, but
I
TikTok-
blame me. It's because I mentioned the hustle earlier.
Chickpock would be a
PM, do you know where
disease,
your
though,
chicks
man.
are chickbocking?
Like, oh, chickpock. Okay.
Chickbox, yes.
I was like, chickpock, no.
No,
Yeah.
balk.
No.
Bird pox is a real thing, Patrick.
Listen, I would never bring up something. I'll bring up
These are
mucus,
really a
poop,
Mozart,
and cloacas. I never bring it up. Unless it got super popular, in which case that would be the pox populi that we'd be talking about on stream.
Hobbs, I didn't die to the Dungeon 8 mini boss entrance.
Dungeon 8, oh my! I'm so far behind.
I'm 6.5 minutes
Oh
ahead.
my gosh! I haven't entered Dungeon 7 yet. I'm about to. Oh boy.
Go team.
Yeah,
You're distracting him just like I
yeah,
asked.
that's the problem. I get to blame this loss on Pat.
Oh,
Pat, I'm gonna need you to write
my
3
absolute
compliments.
honor. My absolute honor.
I need you to write 3 compliments for Keys for me. That'll be the
Okay.
penalty.
Keith slipped us some sand dollars before the game, so.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah, and they went straight to the sandbank.
You
let me
gotta
tell
learn
ya.
how to bribe him.
Straight to the sandbank.
Oh boy. Oh, I almost went the wrong way immediately.
Well, yeah, those sand dollars are currency, of course.
Yeah. Everybody knew that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Well, Keys, I just want to say that it seems like you've got this game on lock.
And just to emphasize when I say that I am 6.5 minutes ahead, Hobbs and I have our PB splits up just to kind of compare.
Yeah, I messed up quite a bit when I was trying to do the little like puzzle before the frog song, and yeah, that took a while.
Oh.
I just like fell a bunch. I didn't have to redo the puzzle at all. I just like fell a couple times because I kept getting knocked into the holes by the slimes. We backtrack from that room real quick, just to like reset the room so that way we could like make it through without having to go and like pull the lever. Get rid of these because I need to do it quick. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, now I need to go down here without this. This one's really confusing. So I checked my notes a lot in this dungeon, where we gotta like break all these pillars, and the casual way of doing it is like really slow. So we really want to like do it a lot faster.
Difficult pillar to swallow.
Oh wait, I go with the left.
I feel like that one should count as 2 because of swallow.
Oh,
It's true.
double.
Don't give him more credit than he knows.
Craiged it? No.
That's right. It's this way. Okay. Yeah. Some of these later dungeons I have a little bit less memorized.
Whoa!
got turned around. Sorry, an attempt at turns. Oh God, I can't. It's fine.
I thought you were just gonna say I got turned around like TER.
Turned,
Oh, yeah.
I just really like the get turned thing for turnstones.
But if all these rocks just like being
That's what we
flipped
say. Like our turnstone, it starts flipping over. It goes in like modes where it's just like it's flipping everything over, and it'll flip over things that are like twice its size. And we're
It's
like,
literally
man, it's
flipping
getting
out.
turned.
Flipping out.
Yes.
There's a question in chat here. I'm not exactly sure where this is coming from. Fiore has a very specific question. Do birds and frogs ever get along as not food and consumer? Susan, do you ever see frogs and birds just chilling?
No, I don't. I've seen a lot of frogs getting eaten by egrets. Yeah. Birds are like, frogs are food. I have seen frogs get along with spiders.
I'm really sad that you brought up egrets just now because I was trying to do this whole stream with no egrets.
Oh, no.
Egrets, the
bad.
stream has a few, but then again, too few to mention.
Oh man.
She's just trying to stay her on point. So.
Yes.
Man. I was going to share my cool spider frog nanny fact too. It's not bird
Do it.
related, but I still think it's awesome. So I started to like spiders a lot in the aviary, but no, it's tarantulas will end up with parasites that try to eat their eggs, right? And so they have these little frogs that they let live in their like horrifying tarantula dens that eat all of those parasites, and it's like this super safe place for these frogs because they've got this big badass tarantula that's like protecting them. So it's a win-win.
Symbiotic relationship.
Yeah.
Tarantula la, what a spicy fact that was.
Once again, Richard coming in with the excellent production value of this by pulling JHobz' icon and then Susan and I's icons up. And there's our frogs and bird friends all hanging out together.
Hey.
Yeah, okay. This is also where my notes, our notes, Keys and I took the same notes. And by took the same notes, I mean we found notes online and just basically used those and made very slight alterations. This is where we got a little more sloppy, so I have to kind of look at them a little bit harder to remember what we meant.
You know, another thing that I've seen egrets eat that is horrifying is I think the gophers. They just
yeah.
oh god, they like standing in the grass and they pull
Wait,
out
like
this
whole
poor animal and
gophers?
its little legs. They're like, and you're just like, oh my god.
Actual
Yeah,
gophers?
they just swallow them because
No.
birds
They
don't
just
chew,
go for
right?
it.
They
They
just
do
go
just
for
go
it,
for it.
and they swallow them whole.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, and they're just like in the crop. Like, I've also seen pelicans eat pigeons, which is also horrifying. And you can see like their crop is like wiggling, and there's just this pigeon and they're flapping around. I just can't think of a worse way to die.
Oh, that's definitely the type of crop top we're not trying to get involved in.
Again, appreciating that birds are not the size of dinosaurs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Really, really into that.
Do you feel like if an egret or a heron is pulling out a mole from the ground, it might go, ooh, mole, as just like to spice it up a little bit? No? Not at all? That was a very complex,
Can't say I've ever thought of it.
very complex flavor of jokes there. Many different spices.
You're such an eccentric, Patrick.
Currently fighting another spider.
Yeah, I feel
Get
like
back over here.
every time you hit it, I feel like you're actually exacerbating the situation because he's getting faster.
He's a jerk, is what he is.
Tells ya. All right, fool. A jerk, I say.
So, fun thing about this dungeon, you might have noticed we didn't really do any auto loads until right now. Keys already mentioned earlier how we leave here early, but we can't do any auto loads because we were moving that boulder around, or the bowling ball looking thing. We moved that around, so we can't.
Yes, Hobbs, we summoned a bowling ball to bring down a. Yes.
I mean, what else does it look like? That or a cannonball? I guess.
I don't know.
Wait,
I went
bowling
the wrong
balls?
way.
Sorry, I'm going to try to stay in my lane with these puns.
Oh no!
Put a pin in it, they
No.
said.
Just make sure not to split your focus.
I know, I'm just getting all of these. I'm
Oh my-
like, we're bottom of the barrel. We're in the gutter.
And I used to bowl in college, so these are extra great for me.
Oh, really?
Am I going
Yeah.
the wrong way? I'm forgetting which way to go. I think I'm going the wrong way.
I've got special shoes for you then. Shoo, get away.
Oh, I did go the wrong. Oh boy.
That's so lame. How did it melt like that?
Definitely went the wrong way. Oh man, I'm forgetting things. I'm too distracted by thinking about bowling puns.
No, you gotta
I-
strike while these bowling puns are hot. So yeah.
I have
That's true.
never
If you
messed
have
this
any to
part up
spare, if you
before.
have any to spare, of course.
Ooh.
Oh my.
Holy moly.
I mean, there's a double bowling / bird pun in there with a turkey, and I just
There is.
Wait, is this ladder? I think it is this ladder. That's hilarious.
I don't want to talk about how bad that section was. It was very.
Our pun section? I thought it was pretty soft. Definitely feel
Yeah,
like it
what
was.
the heck, man?
That was definitely 300.
All right.
That's a lot.
Quick shots here.
Ooh, a hothead.
I don't know. I'm lolling.
Oh. How magnanimous of you to share that pun.
I give it a mull 10 out of 10.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
You know, I think we probably should stop the bowling puns though, so we should stick a pin in it.
Yeah.
Come back to it later.
Good. If this was that French stream they were saying, I'd go, allez, allez. Oh, well, we got rid of the hothead over there on Keys' stream.
They're dead
Nicely done.
in an embarrassingly slow fashion, but we did it.
All right, we got the mirror shield, so we can go past here.
That was a hothead, but I thought it was pretty cool. I'm just trying to see. We're at 168, 169. Okay, perfect, nice. We're getting close to 200, hopefully,
All right, I can see.
by the end of the stream. I think we have to hit 200.
This first. Forgot. Oh, I didn't hit that button. I swear I didn't. You'll hear a lot of times speedrunners, they'll just argue with the game. It's just
Yeah,
like,
it's
no,
true.
what? I didn't do that. You lie.
That's not what I did.
It's not my fault. I couldn't have possibly made an error. Oops,
Playing
definitely
is
just hurt myself there.
immaculate. Sorry.
Oh, I thought I hurt myself again.
Did you say
Yes,
emergency?
Murs are one of my favorite birds.
Oh, I thought I had to jump. I thought I had to
That was tough and tastic.
Fantastic. That's right. Wait, you said puff fantastic. I got
Yep.
it.
Mhm.
Sorry.
There you go.
I
You
made
got-
it.
You got there. You got
I
there.
mermaid it there.
We're just gonna pull in. We're just gonna pull in mermaid puns in the middle of the bird.
Mhm. Yeah, I know it's murder, but sorry.
Well, I know that
From this
birds.
pigeon Motley crew now.
Well, I mean, if we're going back to the mermaid puns with the birds, I realize that birds are definitely an aerial endeavor.
All right, Keys, I managed to not die to the D8 boss just barely. I had a
Nice.
half a heart. I had to not get hit
Oh,
the entire
goodness.
time.
Oh, you didn't flounder on that.
I just made it back to
Yeah.
Dungeon 7.
And then this dungeon requires some consumables. So we had to kind of make sure that we had enough bombs and arrows earlier in order to... I always think
and
I
as we
still have to
discussed, Link
jump
probably
that
consumed those. So
on.
All right, now we're gonna fight an eagle, but it's not any eagle; it's an evil.
an evil
Eagle.
Knievel is what we came up with last
An
time,
Eagle
right? What was it?
Knievel. No, we still.
Eagle Knievel.
we couldn't decide if it was Evil Knievel or if it was Eagle Knievel.
I mean,
I
and then
think
I'm
Evil
sitting here saying that
Knievel.
thing is not an eagle. There's no way. Like, it's all wrong. It's all kinds of wrong. Eagles have always been wrong in every kind of media that ever existed. They always use
Right.
the wrong sound. Anytime you hear an eagle in a movie and it's like, you know, like that is freaking red-tailed hawk. It is not an eagle. Eagles have like, especially bald eagles have like the wimpiest sounding calls. They kind of twitter and whistle.
Oh, we're huge on Twitter ourselves.
Oh, yeah,
for
we
aquarium.
Also, this bird hovers. An eagle could never do that. That is so when you go birding, one of the ways you can identify birds, you can listen to what they sound like because they all have species-specific calls. There's some of them. I saw somebody, I think, in the chat was saying they could do a whippoorwill, and whippoorwills make it easy because they say whippoorwill, whippoorwill. So you can listen to the sound. Or you can look at things like, is it hovering? That's something that some falcons can do. It's something that hummingbirds can do. Something that kites can do. So not a lot of birds can do it though, because it's very energy costly and difficult to support yourself that way. Most of them use dynamic soaring and use the air to keep themselves airborne. So still arguing this is not an eagle, not a vulture. I don't know quite what it is.
It's evil.
It's
is what it is.
wrong. It's not right. It's most
right.
foul.
Ah!
Ha! It took me a second.
A murder of crows most foul.
Exactly.
Losing my place in my notes.
Dork Raven mad. Madness.
Oh, Torque Raven.
Oh, I did that wrong. No.
Susan, you can sparrow us the details next time.
No, I will die on this soapbox. It drives me insane.
Yeah, like we mentioned, tough pill to swallow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, right. Up. I get so confused in this part. Right now, up, and then I think it's like
Whoa!
right here.
All right, now, for everyone keeping track at home, we finally go back to the 4th dungeon.
Yay!
Oh, you're so far ahead.
May the 4th be with you, Keys.
May the 4th be
So I saw in the chat people saying they've seen animals like eagles hover. So if you're seeing what looks like hovering from those animals, they're actually just stalling in the air. So what I'm talking about is specifically beating your wings and flapping to keep yourself in one position. If they're sitting there holding their wings out and they're not moving, it's because they're flying into the wind and they've stalled.
Hey, Portal, you want to work? Hello? What the heck?
I paid it.
I can see that.
I also just want to call out the pun that Verander in the chat made about the bird boss that we were just at, and said this boss rocks.
Ooh,
I love that.
solid. Well done.
Yes.
I don't know how to actually fight this boss, so I tend to just jump on it until until I'm on the other side of it and can slap it a few times. But
Incidentally,
it's not
that
working
is
that well right now.
also
Oh, no.
one way that penguins will fight. They'll bite things and then they slap them side to side with those flippers. I was on the bad end of that one time. Like,
Oh, no.
I mean, it's happened to me several times. Sometimes penguins just like throw tantrums and then they just like start running in circles and biting and slapping things. But I was diving in an exhibit once and I came up to regroup with the other diver that I was with to just like check in. We were in very cold water, so we needed to make sure everyone was like still okay diving and all that. So we were sitting at the surface and a Gentoo penguin jumped onto my shoulder, grabbed my hood, and then just started like literally slapping my face, like side to side, full blown. It was something.
Oh man, now I've got not that much health again. Oh,
All right,
my
first try key skip again.
Stop it, Keys. What are you doing? Oh, meanwhile, my jumps just aren't coming out. Come on, dude. I'm already going in low health. This ain't good.
Come on, jump.
So
Go ahead
if
and
anyone's
go.
wondering how I knew that pattern, that's kind of what Hobbs and I were talking about earlier about manipulating everything at the beginning. So I already knew what the pattern was. I messed it up, which is funny because I read Hobbs's pattern and not mine.
I jumped. What?
Anglerfish.
Apparently, you can't jump away from that.
Anglerfish. Anglerfish. I believe we pointed this
Can
out
you
last
tell
time.
us about the anglerfish?
Yeah, I'm not gonna escape from that.
Escape from it? Yeah? Is that what you said?
Yeah, exactly. So for those of you folks out there interested in the morphology of a anglerfish, that glowing lure at the end is filled with bioluminescent bacteria. Bioluminescence is when animals make their own light as opposed to fluorescence, which is when light is bouncing off of structures and gives you back different wavelengths. So bioluminescence is when animals have their own light that they're emitting. And the ESCA is that bioluminescent lure at the end that has the bacteria in there. So ESCA is your word of the day. It's the anglerfish bioluminescent lure. There you go. And you get points in chat for using it in a sentence. ESCA.
Hobbs, you know how we said, like, oh, if we kill the fish in the bottom left corner, we'll get the heart because it'll be right there? It's a lie. It just goes on the opposite side. It's bull. I'm so mad.
We were talking about
I was all happy. I'm like, yeah, he's dead on the left, and it just popped up on the right.
we were talking about strong, independent lady fish, not fish, birds. But anglerfish are like strong,
Also
independent
strong,
lady fish
independent
too.
ladies.
Yeah, you want to do that one, Emily?
Oh yeah. So the anglerfish that we just saw on screen there a second ago would have been a female. Would have been one of those strong, independent ladies out there because the males are basically much smaller than the females, and their entire purpose in life is to just find a female, to smell it out in the deep sea, attach themselves to that female, and then they just kind of melt into them. They fuse their bodies with the female and just become a tiny little sperm bank for them. And so when the female wants to reproduce, she will have the males attached to her. And
So more than
that's all they're
one,
there for.
but-
Yeah, more than one.
But
And
Like,
yeah,
But-
they live off of her. They survive off of her because they fuse like the blood vessels, everything with the female there. So she's providing all the nutrition and everything
I
and
know
doing
she
all
can literally
the
claim
hard work.
true.
Yeah.
such a parasite.
No, I know. No, okay. So I just very quickly want to stand up for my fellow anglerfish males out there. You know, the way that it's described out over here is that they are very parasitic on the females, but at least we can all admit that they don't have commitment issues.
Screw that.
I love you so much. I'm going to become you. No, that's not necessary. Oh.
Oh, too much. Too much.
So I hadn't died to
Nice.
that boss before, and apparently when you do, the colored switch flips back or something. So that was unfortunate. I had to go all the way back and do that one. So a lot of
Tune it.
trouble in this dungeon, but you know it is the last dungeon, so not that surprising.
Meanwhile, I'm using my bird tendencies to sing to my egg.
Yeah, you're
Some
going to be
egg
done
talk?
pretty soon. I'm
Can we
still
get
going to
some
have a little
squeaks from
bit.
you, Keys? Get some snag talk.
How does it go again?
It's working.
Working. You really cracked that one.
I'm such a good bird.
Ooh, that egg actually, like I've never noticed this, but it's hatching from the correct direction. That's kind of cool. So eggs do have a proper end that the chicks are supposed to hatch from. This is one way that a chick might not be able to make it, and sometimes happens. But there's something called an air cell on the big fat end of an egg. So if you go, next time you're eating eggs, you make them at home, when you crack it open, look at one end, you'll see like a weird little air bubble at the end, and that's the air cell. And that gets bigger as the egg develops, and the chick, as it's growing, there's lots of blood vessels that are forming in there, and for a long time, oxygen that is coming in through pores in the eggs, exchanging on those blood vessels, that is what sustains the chick and keeps it alive. But when it gets to a point where it's too big, where that's not enough, so when that happens, and the chick runs out of oxygen, it stimulates this muscle to contract in their neck, and they start pushing up, and they push through that air cell. And once they do that, they get more oxygen, and they stop doing all that pushing. They develop a little bit more. And then when they start running out of oxygen again, because that air cell only has so much, they're going to start contracting that muscle again, and they do something called an external pip, which is where they actually break through the egg. But they have to do it in the right direction, because if they don't, they won't be large enough to get out through that thick shell. If they're going the wrong way, then they can't continue developing. They just kind of die in the egg if they're not in the right position lots of times.
But when they do make it out, that's pip, pip, hooray.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yep. Pete
Naturally.
parade.
And not just the cheap trick.
Yeah. So in chat, Lady AZ is saying the males can actually unattach themselves should they choose to. The only time when the male is stuck permanently under the female, if they're not is when they're not fully mature when they attach. So I would like a
Ooh.
reference for that because I want to read that article. Lady AZ, drop that link in the chat or send
This
it to us.
male's
DM
like-
us.
Whisper.
He
to
like
us,
bites her and
whisper
goes, "I've
to us,
changed my
yeah.
mind."
Twitter, dude.
No.
I want to read that.
I want
I
more
want to live.
information.
I still have things I want to do. And then he just goes.
Exactly. It was just like, whip. Or he's just sitting there just like, all right, I'm gonna head out.
Never mind.
I'm getting so many blue balls. Stop.
Gets cold feet.
Doing cue ball. I guess we're probably gonna take a break. I don't know how we're gonna do this. Are we gonna take a break after you beat it, Keys? Because I still have a bit to go.
Just wait for
Or are
you
we
to
gonna?
finish.
Yeah. Or are we gonna like not? I don't know. Richard will have to let me know.
I'm rooting for you to finish, so I want you to.
Yeah, I definitely want to.
What the heck, guy? That's like 12 blue balls. My lord. What a
So
jerk.
what's up with the blue balls, like Keys? Why is that a thing? What's going? Like, explain. What's wrong?
Okay, so he can shoot out like orange balls and blue balls. Orange balls you can deflect back with your sword, and the blue balls, they just kind of blow up and hurt you.
Whoa.
And that's all he was sending out, man.
Well, that blew my mind. And if he hits you with too many of those, that'd be your blue double die, right? That would be.
Yes. Emphasis on
Yeah.
the die.
Oh,
I missed this.
yes, thank you.
No,
Mike.
we're-
Can't drop links in the chat, but DM it to me. I want to read that article.
Oh, there.
I have an idea how we should do this. We should just have right after you beat it, before you walk up the stairs. That should be our break. and then when we get back, you'll just walk up the stairs and done, and I'll have the rest of mine. Does that sound good?
I just YOLO'd so hard for that, Hobbs. That was not safe what I did.
But what do you think about my plan, Keys? The thing that you definitely were paying
I'm
attention to
focused.
while you were doing
I'm
it.
focused.
You what?
I'm focused right now. I have 4 hearts and I'm on the final phase.
Oh, I did this wrong.
We can't afford for him to lose focus.
I can.
Oh man, I do right now.
I need to open
I don't
his
want
eyes
to say that
now.
I appreciate you being so far behind JHobz, but on the stream, it looks really cool to have the red level and the blue level next to it.
Ah, yeah.
Complementary colors. I'm a sucker for them. What can I say?
All right, these puzzles always.
Okay, he is dead. I lost a minute to blue balls, Hobbs. What the heck?
Wait, should we break before you go in? Before that's what I was saying.
Yeah, sure.
Let's
Why not?
break. 3, 2, 1. Pause. Oh wait, okay. I'll leave it on this text box. We should be good.
I literally can't even pause. We'll just stand here. That's fine.
Yeah. And I'll just stand. I'll sit here waiting for this. All right. Yeah. So we're gonna go to a quick break, everybody. I lost so much time in Dungeon 8. It's fine. We'll be right back where Keys will finish the game. He's going to do all of that intense work he has left in order to finish the run. And then I'll finish behind him with a limp and a whimper because I am I'm absolutely not having a great time in this last portion. But that's fine. It's still way faster than last time, for sure. And yeah, we're gonna run a few ads in the break to help support the Hotfix shows. If you don't want to see the ads, but you want to still support Games Done Quick and all of us here who do Hotfix stuff, then go ahead and subscribe. You can also link your Amazon Prime to your Twitch account and use your free Prime Gaming sub if you want to go that way. We do have the ads off for subscribers. Just want to mention though, if you do subscribe, try refreshing if you start getting ads, because sometimes you just got to refresh once. And yeah, we'll be back in just a few minutes, everybody, for the conclusion of Link's Awakening with bird facts. Welcome back, everybody. If my voice is a little muffled, it's because I'm now wearing the masks. I wanted to show everybody both the ones I got. So this is the white one, and then I put them both on because I wanted to make this easy. This is the black one. And they are genuinely very comfortable. You can get these at the Monterey Bay Aquarium store. And I use them like everywhere. I'm not even kidding. They're very nice. So check that out. We'll talk about it a little bit more in a moment. But first, I want to remind everybody, as we are coming to the end of the show pretty soon here, that if you have been enjoying the speedruns and you want to keep enjoying speedruns, well, Awesome Games Done Quick 2021 Online is coming up in January 3rd to the 10th. Very close at this point, less than a month away. And as you get excited for that and find all of the information about the event at gamesdonequick.com, like the schedule and all of the good info over there, you can also consider buying the virtual attendee tee that will help the Prevent Cancer Foundation, because some of the proceeds are donated to the Prevent Cancer Foundation, as always. You can find that at theyeti.com/GDQ, THEYETEE.com/GDQ. And yeah, I believe they actually ship out early enough so that you should be able to have them and wear them during the week. Just like like we were having an in-person event and everything. It's very fun. I was always liking to see a lot of the runners that had them on during SGDQ. I thought that was cool. So please consider doing that. You get a t-shirt, PCF gets money, everybody wins. And also don't forget to check out the VODs of the show on YouTube, youtube.com/GamesDoneQuick. Subscribe and bell ring and all the other stuff that you do on YouTube over there. If you miss anything, or you want to just go and watch back your favorite moments and maybe run your own pun counter, I don't know, whatever people want to do. And if you are watching on YouTube, hey, consider checking us out on Twitch. If you didn't know, we stream all of these live. Twitch.tv/GDQ is how you can find us, and you can follow us over there. So I think, also don't forget tomorrow to tune in to Super Boss Bros at 7 p.m. Eastern, where Bobby and Big John are going to run you through a bunch of awesome little like game show type stuff. It's super fun. Check that one out. And if somebody, Susan, Pat, Emily, if somebody wants to tell us a little bit about the aquarium again, one last time for good old time's sake, tell us a little bit about what you're doing here and stuff, or what you normally do for the aquarium.
You go first, Emily.
Hi, everyone. Just in case you're just joining us right now, my name is Emily. I am part of the social media team here at the Monterey Bay Aquarium, joined tonight by two of my most excellent colleagues and good buddies, Patrick, who is our terrible boy, also part of the social media team at the aquarium, and then Susan, who helps to take care of our birds at the aquarium on our aviculture team. We're here tonight, one, to make puns and to distract Hobbs. It worked.
Yeah, what the heck? Everybody's against me.
We will be collecting our clams later, Keys. But
Very good.
But yeah, to also just to say hello to all of you. We were here for Ocean Week a couple of months ago and had a wonderful time. And we are still closed at the aquarium right now due to the pandemic. So if you have the means and the ability to support us, there are so many ways that you can, both monetarily, if you want to donate to the aquarium, you can donate directly to us at montereybayaquarium.org. You can do your own fundraisers. We're over on Spotify. We are on Spotify.
We're dropping a hot new mixtape.
We are on Spotify, but we are also on Tiltify. That's the one that you can use to do your own fundraisers with. I am a professional, I swear. But you can also get cool stuff from our shop, our online store at shop.montereybayaquarium.org, and you get cool things like the mask that Hobbs was wearing. You can get things like the turtles that Keys has on his head. You can get all kinds of cool plushies and shirts and jackets and gifts for your family and friends. It is the holiday season. Tonight's the first night of Hanukkah. Also, by the way, very happy Hanukkah to everybody who is celebrating that right now. But you can also support us non-monetarily just by following us on our social media channels. We stream every week over there on Twitch, twitch.tv/MontereyAQ, or on YouTube. We're on the Twitter. We're on all of the social media things. So yeah, follow us on there, and we would love to see you. We love hanging out with all of you.
Yeah, thank you. And we have Susan here, who is the resident bird fact expert.
Yes.
Bird
Aviculturist.
nerd is the term.
Bird nerd. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Here I am. Hello, I take care of birds.
that sounds about right. Today you have been taking care of the excellent puns. Specifically, I mean that as in the excellent ones, just those. No, you've stuck in a bunch of other ones too. It's been great. And then Pat, of course, here mostly just to ruin my speed run. That was his.
That is my goal, joy, and
that your
joie de
goal?
vivre, as it were. There, JHobz. I am so glad to watch you flounder just for the halibut. I feel like the speedrun is falling flatfish, and it's just really putting you in your place. And I really feel like you're giving me a lot of place, PLAICE, which is a type of flatfish. But I think that you can really accelerate through the speed run if you hit the turbo button. TURBOT is a type of flatfish. And I really think that we can get you across the finish
many
line.
flatfish
And
are
by
there?
the end of these flatfish puns, I think we can all give ourselves a solid sand dab of approval. I'm stand dabbing behind the screen over here. So that's what I do. For the aquarium.
I need to pull back the curtain a little bit, because when I emailed everybody to see if they wanted to come back, Pat's first response was to immediately kick off the puns, and of course had a pun that he had to send over that included a YouTube link.
Just explain.
so that I could understand the pun.
No, because
and I was like, well,
we do have a lot of pun on stream, but we try to do educational streams, and I always like having a pun at the end of a very long explanatory sentence to let somebody know about some marine science, and then end with the pun, you know. But
yeah,
right now
I
we're
just thought it was
having
funny, because I was like, it's a good pun when it comes with a YouTube link to explain it. But yeah, we're
I'm also saying we're almost at
excessive.
200, so I just really
Yeah.
felt like we need to, yeah.
all right, we're gonna be wrapping this up pretty soon. Keys has so much to go before he beats the game. Just
Yeah, I'm glad we took this
Yeah.
break because I really need the
he
focus.
needed it, and I just have to do not too much more. Just beat the boss of Dungeon 8, go through the rest of Dungeon 7, the rest of Dungeon 4, and then over to the egg. And that it sounds like quite a bit, but it's actually not going to be too bad. And hopefully, I don't know, PB might be lost for me at this point, but we're going to try, see if I can do the best I ever have. But it's definitely going to be like half as much time as it took last time we did Link's Awakening, which really goes to show just how fast you can improve if you decide to give speedrunning a try. I mean, Keys, how much practice do we put into this? What, like 3 races?
Yeah, we did 3 total races and 4 if you count our blind race or semi-blind race, from the last episode of the first step we did this on.
Yeah.
And we have made massive improvements. I finished in a little over 4 hours in our previous race. And now my PB is currently a 2:12:29, which that's going to change in a second. Hobbs has a 2:21.
Yeah,
was it?
2:21:15, and we'll see if that changes, because I lost a lot of time in Dungeon 8. I'm now behind, but we'll see. All right, without any further ado, let's get this thing rolling. And Pat, I believe you are the only one who hasn't counted us in yet, so I think it's your turn.
Oh, 3, 2, 1, allons-y.
Okay.
And time.
Yep, Keys is done.
Oh man. He took the key and threw it away.
You're an Omastar,
I-
Keys.
Nice.
I literally lost 53 seconds to blue balls out.
I don't want to hear it. I lost like 4 minutes.
What a scam.
I lost 4 minutes to the boxer, all right?
I've seen a couple of people saying that this game, brings back memories of their childhoods. You might say it's nostalgic for them.
Somebody might say that. I'm not sure
I
many
might
would say it.
that. I don't
But
know
some
if
might.
a lot of people would say that, but
Oh boy. All right, well, I did just beat the boss of Dungeon 8. Grab my heart here and then get the Thunder Drum, where I'll see, yep, I lost over 4 minutes dying to the boxer.
Oh, goody. I get to watch your stream.
Yeah. And you can watch it on low
I can stop
latency
mine.
on Discord, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately lost time there, but that's fine. Maybe I can save time in the next portions. We'll see. But yeah, I'm going to move from Dungeon 8 now over to Dungeon 7 so we can wrap up that. Because like Keys talked about back before the last break, we did like everything of Dungeon 7 except the boss, basically. And now we're going to go do the boss. And that was all to skip a cutscene that we would have gotten entering Dungeon 8.
Oh, something worth pointing out too. Typically, we learned that runs of this game are actually faster in German. We did not opt to play in German because we are both very, very bad at remembering things, and we also wanted to make sure that even though we had notes that told us basically what to do, we somehow didn't mix something up.
Yeah.
So we actually could have a little bit of free time save in our runs, but no.
And I'd say that that's a really common thing too across many speed games, is that the fastest language might not be your native language. And that doesn't mean that you have to start doing runs on that language right away. You could totally do it like where you can actually understand everything and then pick it up later. And a lot of the times people will ask like, so how do you run this game in Japanese or whatever? Do you speak Japanese? And usually the answer is no, not at all. And like for some people, yeah, they do. But whoa, what did I do? Usually the answer is no, though, and it's just that you go through the motions often enough and you have good enough notes where you can just not actually need to read anything on the screen, or just memorize the positions of certain items in your inventory, stuff like that. This game is like pretty visual. I feel like there wouldn't be a lot of spots where it would have been a big deal if we played in German. But some other games, it can, like the text can be a much bigger like barrier to entry.
So there would be.
Do I get credit for barrier to entry?
like
Yes,
barrier.
no, you do get
Yeah.
barrier. Yeah, I was gonna say as well that it seems like there's a high Wunderbar of entry if you're trying to run it in German.
All right, so
Ugh.
this eagle fight I am terrible at. No, sorry, this non-eagle fight. I heard the
That's
immediate-
a abomination.
It's evil con eagle, remember? It's evil con eagle because it's not actually an eagle, remember?
evil non-eagle.
Evil non-eagle.
non-eagle,
Evil con eagle.
yes.
There it is. We finally figured it out.
It's evil con eagle.
Yeah, I'm bad about not falling down during that blowback attack. So if I manage to get through this whole thing without falling down, I'll be happy. I'm gonna fall down intentionally at the end to just avoid having to like scale the ladder. But otherwise, I think this is mostly random. I don't know if our RNG manipulation... Hey, wow, that was probably the best I've ever done that fight. I don't know if our RNG manipulation that we did at the very beginning also affects certain things like boss patterns. It's possible that it does, but I don't think so. Of course.
Yeah,
things
I'm
on
not
the
sure
other
about
side.
that either.
It just like spawning the heart containers away from you.
Yeah, I was really disappointed about the fish, Hobbs, because I was like, oh my goodness, it died on the left. I can have an extra heart for safety. Spawns on the right.
I'm
I'm gonna pick it up no matter what.
disappointed that you missed an opportunity to say disappointed.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, it's great.
You're causing quite the commotion.
All the wisecracks.
Yeah, I just picked up the organ of evening clam. The organ of evening calm, and now we're gonna move on to the surf harp, which I'm not. It's actually just called the surf harp, and I feel like that's good enough already. It's got surf in there.
So if you've got the surf harp, would that mean that you're in a liar strait?
Liar stream.
Right?
I thought you were gonna try to go a surf and turf joke.
No,
Somehow.
but surf harp, and then you've got your lyre in a strait, like in the ocean. So we covered both.
Yeah, we're just trying to
Right.
lobster things up over here.
Oh boy.
So when you have that instrument and you eventually get to the egg and open it up, that would be a tour de force.
But if we were playing this in French, it would be a troubadour de France.
I feel like you're carrying the stream right now. You're definitely a Lance Armstrong holding it up. That's a pull.
Okay.
Are we doing Tour de France puns? Because I've got to pull a ton of them.
No, we're back on the bird puns. Carry on.
No, I'm breaking
Carry
away.
on.
I'm breaking
Carry
away.
on, yes.
Any
Dang, I was
cyclists in
waiting
the
to get
chat?
that one in there.
Any cyclists in the chat? No?
Okay,
Keep
so I
playing.
wrote,
Carry on,
Keep
my
planning,
wayward
carry
I
on.
know
Sunfish.
I hear carry on. My mind just immediately goes to Wayward Son. So this pattern is normally random. I wish I had just like memorized it, but this pattern's normally random. But because we did the RNG manipulation, I knew what it would be here. I didn't
And
have
that
to check it.
pattern was the one that I did the first time because I misread mine as yours. So I had to redo it. It's not that much of a time loss, but it made me feel dumb.
So I love the like really worried expression on the blocks that fall down on top of you. It's just like, oh no, he got away. Like I'm usually
Darn it, the boss is going to be
I'm really
mad
good
at
at
us.
this usually.
You'll see. You'll all see. I'll get them next
Oh
time.
man, I'm
oh
stuck
no, I
between a
got
rock and a hard place.
Hobbs, I have a tip.
Yeah.
Okay, so look diagonally up and bomb arrow that pot. That way you have way more wiggle room.
I'll be fine. Nope, I should have done it. Should have done it.
Much regret.
There we go. I was more worried that I'd blow myself up, Keys, is the problem.
That's fair.
That's the only reason I wasn't going to do it at first. Oh, come on.
no.
Okay, so the thing is that you gotta get like such a... Okay, I think that'll work. You gotta get like so close to the edge sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Pretty specific part spot.
Yes.
Specific angle. Angler. No.
Specific
I was
angler.
going.
I'll
No,
see.
it's fine. Just.
Yeah.
You have to.
Angler.
It's like, what
now
is
we're
it?
deficient for him.
Yep, I am. You know, I think we were talking about you missed
There we go.
100% of the whatever you don't take. I'm practicing. This is.
This was 100% shots you don't take.
Yes.
No, this is showtime at the
Wayne
Apollo.
Gretzky,
This
Michael
isn't
Scott.
practice.
This
Wayne
is
Gretzky,
just like,
Michael
we're
Scott.
talking about, how birds don't always succeed when they're trying to hatch eggs. Well, I don't always succeed when I'm trying to pun, and you just have to let it happen. I'm only gonna learn this way.
Well, the Anglerfish is back, and apparently we've crossed 200 puns on the
Oh,
pun counter,
see?
so that's who's.
I was really
so last
close.
time in
It
4
almost
hours,
worked.
last time in
Yeah.
4 hours we did 242, and we're at 202
Yeah.
in this one. Man,
We,
Look at that. This just
Sound
goes
pretty
to
good.
show that it's not even just speed running. If you just do
Speed
something over and
running.
over, you'll get
where
better
there's
at
a whale, there's a wave. You know what they say?
it.
oh man.
There we go. Okay. Let's see. I'm right in
Sorry-
the middle, so
sorry,
wherever it
beautiful
shows
lady.
up.
I'm guessing
Oh
left.
no.
Right, beautiful lady anglerfish.
Yep, it was left, and I'm a little closer to the left side.
Oh,
That's
there you
good.
Gonna fisher, man.
Yeah. sorry to you, beautiful female, and your. Oh man.
Sayonara.
Friends.
Okay, now we gotta go get the surf harp.
Surf harp, flyer straight. Nice.
And then that's the last instrument. So I just got to go do the boss, which I think I'm not gonna be PB unless I can do this entire segment in under 5 minutes or something like that.
Hey,
You got this.
Crack
Hobbs.
I think it's a
on.
little
you
longer.
can do it. We believe in you.
We believe.
Well, no, I think a lot of that is
I'm on your
side,
side.
so I can't change the cutscene length.
And when I say crack on, don't do that because you might kill it. So, hatch it.
Yes.
For reference, Hobbs, it took me 7.5 minutes, and that was with a minute of blue balls.
Yeah, I think I'm still not gonna be able to do this one.
So you just gotta be flawless completely.
Yes.
Because I goofed a couple
Okay.
times.
I hate
No
this
pressure.
warping.
No pressure at all.
Yeah, the boss is there's really only like 1 to 2 hard parts in the boss. Everything else is just getting to that, which is not very far because we just go right here. And once again, we did the RNG manipulation. So normally in this upcoming section, there's like a bunch of rooms you need to go through, and there's a whole trade sequence you do to get the lens that you can read a book. So that way you can know what path you're supposed to take. But for me, it's going to be left, left, up, 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 right, up. Forgot I got to play the thing. Whoops.
Just going for it.
Yeah, I thought that's how we get the egg cracking. I probably played the wrong. Wait, what? Did I play the wrong song? No, this is the one you play. Was I not close? I wasn't close enough.
Did you do the thing I did?
Because I bonked into it and then I
Hobbs,
played
now
it.
it's your turn to do some egg talk.
Oh no, I don't think I can get my voice that high.
That's all right.
Well, I don't even. What was it? What did it sound like?
Squeaky.
I can't get my voice that high. It won't do it.
I've never heard that noise come from you ever.
My voice will only get high if I'm singing like karaoke. That's the only time.
Oh,
it
what's your
won't
go?
go
What's
higher.
your go-to?
Aw, I miss
What's your
karaoke.
karaoke
Aw.
for when it's all over? What's your go-to?
I got a few. Shinedown's cover of Simple Man is a
Okay.
good one I like to do a lot. Creep by Radiohead.
Okay.
It's a fun one
I
too.
love that song.
Not
Yeah.
not
I like that.
Freebird.
John. That's my favorite part. And then they go into it. Yeah.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but it also kind of sounded like the Terminator
It
music.
did. It really did. I know.
Yeah, there's a few good ones though. Karaoke's fun, and I'm looking forward to the day when we can do it again.
I miss
Yeah,
karaoke.
we'll have to make a trip out west and
Oh,
heck
karaoke
yeah.
at the aquarium?
yeah.
That's yes, yes, you guys.
Aquarioke?
We can
Karaoke,
okay.
yes.
you
Did
can
I
join
just
me.
come up with our next aquarioke? Oh boy.
You can join me in Seabirds. We'll all play the immigrant song and rock out with those Murs.
Yes. All right, so left twice, then up 4 times, I think. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and it's really dark because we don't have the lens. Normally, you're supposed to have the lens, and it lights everything up because that's what lenses do. And then I go right, and then I go up, and then that should be there we go.
That lends itself to a few questions about.
No, you see, Hobbs, the reason why the lens gives you light is because since this is a dream, it's lit up because you have knowledge. But since you don't have knowledge, it's dark and scary. And like the depths of the ocean. Huh?
Really?
Bring in
This whole
light
thing
and
is like
dark.
exception. Like, yep. It's just a dream within a dream.
Oh, what's this? Oh, come on. There we go. I kept accidentally doing
Oh, God,
diagonals.
Hobbs.
Well, I hate the. I don't like this controller.
Yeah.
I love the fact that you're fighting in a. This is a shark room we've established, right? Yeah. Or is it a whale?
I
Is it
think
meant
so.
to be a whale room?
I think it's supposed to be a whale, probably, but I don't
Probably
know.
meant to be a
Looks,
whale.
the shape is
Like an
very
orca?
whale, you know.
It
it's
looks
got
very
that-
whale, but like if that top fin is like a dorsal.
Oh, I see what
yeah.
you're saying.
But I think
Yeah.
it's a whale. I think it's a
But
whale.
like, sharks don't arch down like that. There's no way.
No, they
But
don't.
also, mammals don't
Unless
come
they're
out of
allowed to
eggs.
breakdancing.
So, well, that's not true. Platypus and echidnas lay eggs. So,
Well, this is the wind fish, and I don't think fish tend to come out of like land-born eggs.
Hey, windfish. We were talking about fish farts way earlier on in the stream. There we go.
the true meaning of the game. Been
Fast
revealed.
repetitive ticks.
I can't believe I missed an attack earlier. I don't know how I did that. I just whiffed a little too early. Oh, I'm getting so many as well, Keys.
Got this.
All the blue ones are just ones I can't. How do I keep doing that? Oh, and then I get punished.
Sorry,
Oh my
sorry,
goodness.
Hobbs, I had a few questions for you, but it doesn't seem like you're answering them. It seems like you're deflecting. Yay! Hey, right on cue.
Dun-dun.
Oh boy.
Let's go,
Let's
Pat.
go. Let's go, everybody.
Ooh, so
Okay.
I was thinking about, Link being a bird. Do you think this boss might be a mimic octopus? Mayhaps?
Mayhap.
Hmm?
Mimic octopuses, for those of you out there unfamiliar, are thought to mimic other organisms as they move about the muck in Indonesia. And we have a similar type of cephalopod at the aquarium every so often, the Wonderpuss. Wonderpuss photogenicus, which looks just like a mimic octopus. I actually got to see a Wonderpuss when I was in Indonesia, and then I found a hairy frogfish, and then my other buddies found a mimic octopus. I did not see it. A hairy frogfish. Yeah, if we want to talk about
that makes sense.
If we want to talk about amazing animals, so hairy frogfish are related to anglerfish. They have a little lure on it, but instead of it being bioluminescent, it looks like little worms that they shake in front of their face, and they walk around, and they look like a fish with a ghillie suit on, walking around the muck, and then they have this little lure that they dangle in front of their face to grab some food. So I found a hairy frogfish.
Those are cool. I know what you're talking about. Those are fun.
Nice.
Yeah. Well, I mean, not if you're gonna get eaten by that thing. It looks terrifying. If that's
Yeah, it's true.
But
It's true.
can you imagine? That's another one. What if there were like things running around that were like hanging cheeseburgers, like?
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Is like we're so fortunate to be on land right now as a species because again, can you imagine you're like walking, listening to some music, and you're just like, "Whoa, free taco tree, interesting." And then you just get swallowed up by. So.
All right, so I just got to hit this thing in the face with a bunch of arrows, and then we'll be done.
Does it go aye when you hit it there?
You'll be finished.
Oh no, we'll be finished.
Finished.
I my corona.
Aw.
And what do you know? I'm not going to quite PB, but I am going to PB for runs I've done on GDQ of Link's Awakening Switch. So get ready and time. 2:24:17 is what I had on mine, which I think is wrong.
You guys on a job well pun. You are
Congratulations.
exceptionally talented.
Job well
Absolutely
done.
magnificent, impeccable, or impeccable. Much respect. I'm done. Okay.
That sounded like you had that whole thing written out.
I
You're
was
like, as soon as
really
they're
ready
done.
for that. No, I told you I had a list. I was waiting.
That was great.
Committed.
So I think we had really three like new improvements since last time. We had me, Keys, and Susan's pun game. Just really the character development over the course of the 2 Link's Awakening runs was really high. Thank you all for joining us. If people want to find like more of the streams you all do and just more about the Monterey Bay Aquarium, again, where can they find that kind of info? Anybody?
You go.
I go?
I mean, it's not going to be me, so.
Well, you can find out more about the Monterey Bay Aquarium by giving us a follow over there on all of those social media feeds out there. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitch, Periscope, Tumblr, all around. Search for Monterey Bay Aquarium, and we would love to see you there. Definitely follow us over on Twitch at Monterey AQ, twitch.tv/MontereyAQ. We are going to be doing more gaming streams, more educational gaming content over there. And MontereyBayAquarium.org is an amazing website with all of the information about how you can support the aquarium, becoming a member, where our online store is, information about our exhibit hall. Buy a mask. Yes, we've got tons of really cool merch over there, Mola plush, etc. So yeah, the Monterey Bay Aquarium is there for you. And currently we are still closed due to the pandemic, and we'll probably be closed here for a while. So one really great place to stay in touch with the ocean and everything we're doing is online via our social media feeds and on our website. And yeah, we really want to thank the GDQ family out there for supporting us. You all helped us get over 100,000 followers during the last Ocean Week over on YouTube, which was really crucial for a lot of stuff. So we're now at 130,000 followers over on YouTube. So thanks to your push and your support over there during Ocean Week. Emily, am I missing anything that we need to plug here?
You're missing about 31
I was like, I
puns.
don't know about plugs, but like, I feel like we definitely proved that Link is indeed a bird.
Link is a bird. Hashtag Link is a bird, actually.
I have 11 traits that link him to to bird traits, and I only have 2 things that would exclude him from that group of animals. So, experiment over. Proof's in the pudding. Link is a bird.
That's right. He's not only in profile, but Link is a bird too.
All right, well, that'll pretty much do it for us here today, everybody. Thank you once again to Pat, Emily, and Susan for joining us. Last order of business we got before we get out of here. Keys. I keep we've run into this cadence of I just toss it over to you for it. What are we doing next week? What is our surprise cloaca game that we're going to be doing for the second step next week?
Okay, before I say what it is, what's our pun count at right now? Is it, what, 211 or something?
Yeah.
I don't know.
211.
Yeah, 211.
Yeah,
I think
well,
Could have been
211.
at least 2 more
I'll,
there.
I'll add a
be a
couple. I'm very glad that people weren't shellfish with their time and decided to hang out with us. And it's exciting to hear that people flocked over to the YouTube channel. So you were able to get to over 100,000 subscribers. That's pretty neat. I only had 2, but
Unbelievably proud of you,
the
man.
yeah. The next game is going to be, to me, what this was probably to Hobbs. It's going to be Crash 4 again.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot. He's back. It's about time. And there is a cutscene in that in which, spoilers, in which one of the bosses turns himself into what looks kind of like a pterodactyl, but is some kind of bird, and shouts vehemently, "My cloaca!" And so maybe we'll agree to watch that cutscene. But yeah, you can all tune into that next week here on twitch.tv/gamesdonequick at Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern. That's when we always do the first step, or as it is during this extra, HD remix season 4.5, the second step. And if you want to see us doing the races that lead up to this to see how we're working on improving ourselves, you can check us out on Twitch on our own personal stream. So Keizaron and
I just looked at the layout and it says hashtag Link is a bird.
Yes.
I also don't know if Hobbs, you've seen your icon lately, but
oh, did he put up the slowpoke again?
He
No. I miss my big great frog friend from Ori and the Will of the Wisps. But in any case, which, by the way, candidate for a game y'all should play if you're looking for one that has
Ori
a
and the
lot of.
Blind Forest. I
Yeah.
cannot
Yeah.
wait to play Ori and the Will of the Wisps. So.
me too.
Yes.
Yeah.
You should play it. It's a fantastic game, and it's got a lot of interesting creatures in it that are basically like combos of many other creatures.
It's a
I
fantastic
cried
game.
in the first one. I was so upset about that owl.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That you might cry in the second one, but in any case, all right.
Oh no.
We're gonna head out here. Thanks everybody again for watching. For washing, like how the waves can wash over you. Okay,
Oh,
that's my best attempt.
dude, you went for a sure thing.
Yeah, I thought it was. I thought it was a
Say-
short
say
thing.
Tuna-ing in.
Yeah, thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Next tide.
Next tide.
Bye.